निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्या देशतारिणी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी. Why is the screen not coming? जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी. जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी. यशोदानंदन ब्रजजन रंजना यशोदानंदन ब्रजजन रंजना यमुना तीरवनचारी. जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी. यशोदानंदन ब्रजजन रंजना यशोदानंदन ब्रजजन रंजना यमुना तीरवनचारी. जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Okay, let's there is a special prayer I request everybody to follow. So I will sing one I will say one line. I wanted all of you to follow because this special prayer is basically asking for mercy so that we can understand this knowledge. Is the voice clear? Om Ajnanatimidandasya Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददान्ति स्वापदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवां च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगणा ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे। So now we have the eligibility to talk about Shastras because we have prayed our Gurus, we have prayed Radha Krishna, we have prayed the Guru Parampara. So now we can understand more about Krishna. So we'll understand the meaning little more. So last week, almost in the first session, we discussed about who are we. I mean, not so level of detail, but basically how are human beings different from animals? What is dharma? What is the one major difference between animals and humans? So what is dharma? We also discussed what is parodharma. Then we started talking about what are real problems. Birth, death, old age, disease, which is janma, mrityu, jara, vyadi. We spent some time. Some of you have come only today. I think you might have a challenge in little understanding, but I'm confident slowly you will understand. And last session recording is there. Anybody who is coming for the first time, I request you to listen to the last session once. Then we also discussed about material problems, adhyatmika, adibhautika, adidaivika. So I think whoever is in the group, we also practiced a little bit about the sloka. Ahara nitra bhayam maidunam cha samanya hetat pashubhir naranam dharmo hitesham adhiko vishesho dharmena hina pasuhi samanam. So that sloka we discussed, the sloka was explaining that the only difference between animals and human beings is the dharma. That is the only major difference. If in case we don't follow dharma, There is no difference between animals and human beings. Shastra is very strong. Shastra is strong only for our benefit. Shastra is saying, if you are not following dharma. So again, here we discussed a lot of dharmas. What is dharma? We discussed about Ujjoga dharma, Patni dharma, Pati dharma, Putra dharma. We discussed all kinds of dharmas. But those dharmas keep changing when the
Satya,
situation
please
changes.
mute.
Like if I change my body, my
everyone.
dharma changes. If I change my job, my dharma changes. But what is that one dharma which doesn't change life after life after life? That paro dharma is basically trying to understand about God and serving God. That is the paro dharma. And
Prabhuji,
life, whether we are born in India.
Prabhuji, sorry to interrupt. There
body,
is
black body,
someone.
Body, any body we are born, that dharma continues. That's why you see. Of course, we might get little confused with the religions. Different religions are there. There will be some clarity today.
Prabhuji.
But this Sanatana Dharma, our religion, is available for everyone. It is in fact for everyone all the time. All parts of the world can adopt Sanatana Dharma. And Sanatana Dharma always welcomes everyone. Then we discussed about the real problems. Because all of us have so many problems in our mind. Right? We discuss about our health problem, our job problem, salary problem, that problem, some or the other we are discussing. We have so many problems we discuss. But then we started talking about what are I'm coming to you, Mataji, Nikita Mataji. Then we started discussing about what is real problem. Then for the real problem, we discussed about 3 major criteria. That problem is applicable to all. And nobody can avoid it. And nobody wants it. That is the definition of universal problem. Otherwise, our problems are only our problems. They are not applicable to other people. But these universal problems are these 3 criteria, that it is applicable to all, nobody wants it, and nobody, if a problem comes, can avoid it. And those are Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. So somebody raised a question. 1 second. Please everyone check and mute yourselves. Okay, is that okay? So anybody has any question here? Or is online or asking something?
No, it was an accident,
okay. Nikita ji, you have a question?
No, it was an accident. I wanted to type. There's a lot of disturbance going on, so.
Hello? Yeah, please tell me now.
It was an accident.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. No problem. Thank you very much. So, then we discussed Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi are the 4 real big problems for everybody. Janma, birth. We discussed about challenges of the birth. Then we discussed about death. It doesn't need much explanation. All of us know how painful is it. Then disease. Again, all of us know old age. These are the 4 major problems which nobody can avoid. No living being can avoid. We discussed it. Then we also spoke about what are the material problems. Adhyatmika. Basically, the problems created by our own mind. Krishna gives us 1 problem, we create 99 problems with our mind. So problems created by our own mind are Adhyatmika. Then we started talking about Adi Bhautika, problems created by people around us, living beings around us, animals, all those things. Then we discussed about Adi Daivika, which is problems created by the God, basically by nature, like natural calamities, floods. We discussed this one. Then we also spoke that this cycle is going to continue like this until we make an attempt to stop the cycle of birth and death. The cycle will continue like this. Punarati Jananam, Punarati Maranam. We all know that, no? Wonderful. Bhajagovindam. Punarati Jananam, Punarati Maranam. Iha Samsare, Bahutustare. We all know that one, right? So that is basically talking about birth, death, old age, disease. So this can be only stopped by us by making a sincere attempt to go and approach God. If we don't make a sincere attempt to approach God, this cycle will continue. And today, if all of us are here, means our cycle was continuing since maybe Treta Yuga. So if it is at least human being, you can take 70 years average or 100 years average, you can count how many lives we had. And if it is small insects or some kind of thing, we can imagine like millions and millions of life we have. We don't know what breakfast we had 1 month back, right? So how can we remember what is our birth last life, what is our birth 10 lives back? But Krishna knows us life after life after life after life. He's waiting. For example, my name, Satya Devata. He's waiting. When is this stupid will come towards me? When is he going to say my name? In which life he will become more serious? I've been waiting for you. which life you'll become serious about me? And Krishna is like, one-to-many relationship. The kind of relationship he had with me, that relationship is there with every living being. And he's not only waiting for me, he's waiting for everybody. ఏ జన్మలో నువ్వు నన్ను తలుచుకుంటావు, ఏ జన్మలో నువ్వు నన్ను సీరియస్గా తీసుకుంటావు అని హీఈస్ వెయిటింగ్ లైఫ్ ఆఫ్టర్ లైఫ్ ఆఫ్టర్ లైఫ్. అండ్ హీ క్రియేట్స్ ఆపర్చునిటీస్ లైఫ్ ఆఫ్టర్ లైఫ్. For example, my message, WhatsApp message, we are going to discuss about Bhagavad Gita, can you come? Right? This is one signal given by Krishna, not by me. Like that, there are so many signals God gives. Suddenly, we'll see some great saint coming. He will talk some nice words. So many opportunities Krishna gives every day. Do we want to choose or not? That free will he has given to us. Krishna never forces. If he forces us, we are robots. If he forces, we are a robot. So he always gives that free choice for us to choose. Of course, we are going to talk about it. There is one topic called free will or destiny. 2 hours we'll spend. 6th topic or 7th topic, we'll spend 2 hours only on this topic. But at a high level, I'm telling you, because some people ask these questions. Why can't make Krishna everybody devotees? It's a matter of 1 second like this. He can make everybody stop all their nonsense and start thinking about it. No, he doesn't interfere with our independence. He says, నేను నీకు కావాలనుకుంటే ఐఎమ్ అవైలబుల్ టు యూ. నేను నీకు వద్దా, సరే ఫైన్. Yeah.
Take the right choice, right path. He has to give us the jnana also.
Yes.
Is it not duty to just give us jnana?
He is giving. We are not taking. For example, Bhagavad Gita is not spoken last week. He has spoke 5,000 years back. All of our houses have Bhagavad Gita book. Is there any Hindu house who don't have Bhagavad Gita book? But we don't open it. It is because of our ignorance, we never open it. Like, I'll tell you a small joke before we get started. There was one, my mother's anniversary. My mother passed away 8 years back. In the anniversary, we were trying to give Bhagavad Gita book to everyone. A lot of people said, we don't want it, we have it. But when we were giving cash or gold or saris, nobody said we don't want it, we have enough. Nobody said we have enough saris at home, don't give one more sari. Nobody said we have enough money at home, don't give some more money. But when we were started trying to give one spiritual book, everybody started saying, వద్దండి, మా ఇంట్లో చాలా ఉన్నాయండి, మేము చదవండి, మాకు టైం లేదండి, మాకు అసలు కుదరదండి, పొద్దున్న నుంచి 100 పనులు ఉంటాయండి. కృష్ణ ఈస్ గివింగ్ అస్ ఆపర్చునిటీ. అయ్యా తెరువు, అయ్యా పుస్తకం తెరువు, నేను నీకు మొత్తం సంపూర్ణ జ్ఞానం A to Z in 700 slokas he has given. And there are so many great people who are explaining the gist of it. Manak Samskrita ardham kaapothe, they are explaining it. But we are not making sincere attempt. And all of you are trying to come to this session is one sincere attempt to try to understand. So I request you to continue all the sessions so that you gain complete knowledge, and then you can see what do we do with the knowledge. Again, Krishna gave 700 slokas to Arjuna, and at the end he said, it is your decision. He did not manipulate his mind and said, now he did not hypnotize and say, now you are listening to me. There is one sloka at the end in the 18th chapter. He says, I have done everything now, Arjuna, now take a decision. Do you want to listen to me and follow me or not is your decision. Then Arjuna says, I understood you. And he started following that one. Actually, Arjuna is our representative. Krishna did not tell Bhagavad Gita only for Arjuna. Krishna gave Bhagavad Gita for all of us. Arjuna is one our representative who went there. And for example, in our Green Grace, some award has come. Our president might have went and got the award. But that award is not for president. It's for all the residents, right? In a similar way, Arjuna has taken this certificate or Bhagavad Gita knowledge from Krishna, and through him we are understanding. Is that helping you, Subharagar? Is that question acceptable? Yeah. Let's continue. So let's continue more. Yeah. So let's try to get some answers for our questions about God. The first thing about God, questions about God comes is faith. How strong is our faith? Is our faith strong or very weak? Is the first fundamental question. It's very difficult to understand if our faith is strong or weak until we are exposed to a delicate situation. Our faith is tested in certain times. Then only we know our faith is strong or weak. You see this picture. These are called redwood trees in California. Some of you are connected with software in US know this one. These are like 300 meters, 300 feet height. They go up. And average life of these trees is 1500 years. You can Google and find out 1500 years. So big. You can see this picture. See the trunk. You need maybe 100 people to make one round around the trunk of that kind of a tree. You know how these trees are so strong? The picture there, you see here the pictures. The roots of different trees are intertwined. All the roots of different trees are so intertwined that the trees are so strong and they are able to stand up in the 150 meters high. So they are able to sustain that heat, light, and everything. And they are never falling down because of roots are so strong. Think about a small plant, wobbly plant. Suddenly there is a little air, it will fly away. But this kind of tree will never go away. What is the reason? Because its foundation is strong. This whole process is to make our foundation strong. So I'll tell you a small story. One saint went to one village. The Grama Panchayat head and all, they invited that saint to come and explain about God. So the saint came and he said, thank you all for inviting me. Do you all believe in God? Everybody said, yes. Then he packed his bags and said, I don't need to speak anything, and he went home. They were thinking we were waiting for 1 month for him. He came and said, do you all believe in God? You believe? And he went away. So they all thought, we will call him again. This time all of us will say no. So they again called him. He came after 1 month. Now everybody sat. He asked, do you all believe in God? And they all said no. Then he said, if you are not believing in God, there is no point in wasting time. He packed his bag and went away. Now they are puzzled. How do I make this man speak? So now again, they all sat and had a meeting, discussed. Now they said 50% will say yes, 50% will say no. So they went and again invited that sannyasi. So that sannyasi came. Again, the sannyasi asked, do you all believe in God? As discussed and planned, 50% said yes, 50% said no. And the sannyasi said, whoever believes, please explain to the people who don't believe, and he packed his bags and went away. So faith is a very, very subtle subject. It's a very, very important thing. Some of you are, anybody of you are in business here? Anybody who are in business? Okay. Have you started the business with zero capital? Is it possible to start? You are recently starting one business, right, Prabhakar? Can you start the business with zero capital? No, you need to put some capital, right? Then only that will multiply, grow, and all kinds of things. Faith is like that. It is a small investment. Initially, we may not understand everything, but we have to put some faith into God. Then we have to work towards it so that that faith becomes strong. That roots go inside deep and they become strong. So without some money, business will not grow. So without putting little faith, 1% faith, okay, let me accept what Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita. Let me analyze. Then I'll come to conclusion, but maybe he's saying it right. Then that starts our faith process. Then we try to understand, we try to see people who are following step by step, and we'll make our faith stronger. So that's the most important thing we need to talk about it. Why I'm talking about faith is because our faith gets shackled when we go through difficult times. All difficult times, దేవుడు లేడు, దేవుడు పాషాణం, నన్ను ఇంత కష్టంలో పెట్టి ఆయన ఆనందిస్తున్నాడు, దేవుడు సాడిస్ట్. All these kinds of dialogue come from even the people who are religious people. Also keep using that words. But we are not supposed to say that, but that's the word. Now there are so many modern things, we also keep talking about it. So one boy asked, why did God made my classmate die? Maybe one 4th class boy asked mother. You know what's her mother? Manaku sambandham leni vishayam. God knows. Right? It's not for us to understand. Let's keep moving on. So what's happening today is, many of us, we don't know properly. If we don't know properly, what we will tell our children? If we know, if we have clarity from Gita, we'll give some answer to Krishna. To that little boy. Otherwise, we'll say, Anta Krishna Ishnu, neekem telusu, naakem telusu, musko. That's what happens. Then that child will go confused. Even he's not getting answer. The problem is, in school from LKG to PhD, there is no discussion about Gita, there is no discussion about spirituality. Whether you took maths or science or social, computers, whatever it may be, that continues from LKG to your PhD. So there is no earlier we used to have a Gurukul system. where there is a formal education, like how we are studying math, science, social. There used to be one subject called philosophy or spirituality or Gita. Now we don't have that subject anywhere. So children are not learning in school. Parents like us, many of us have incomplete understanding. We are not able to give good understanding. So what's happening? The modern kids are becoming atheist. Modern kids are going away from God because they are not clear, because they have more logic than us. They question, we can't answer. So they say this is all illogical, blind belief, and they're moving away, right? So you see this quotation, I was very perplexed. One of the American education system. We don't want to influence kids. We wanted to allow them to think on their own and come to their own conclusions about spirituality, God and all. And it is not only American, now I see that happening even in very much in Hyderabad. So if you allow yourself to think, you form your own opinion about God. Yeah. You form your own opinion on God if you are not given a proper understanding. So our own opinion is always dangerous because we cannot define who is God properly. So this is what is happening. Now, why do people want to deny God's existence? Why do people don't want to accept God? Because the moment you accept there is a God, you have to follow certain rules. You have to get up in the morning, let's say take bath, you have to go into the puja, you have to offer him something, do that, do this. Array, don't do this mistake. God is there to watch you. You'll be punished. All these kinds of words which elders say. Now, people are thinking that if I start accepting that there is a God, I need to work as per God. I don't want to work as per God. I want to behave like the way I like. So that's why people don't want to accept God. Because the God is not a person who's going to come and prove to us every minute, I am here, I am here, I am here. It is a belief system. We have to take it through the whole life. So, and there are also philosophies which are going like, there is no God. Now stop worrying and enjoy your life. Jindagi na milegi dobara. Ek hi jindagi, mauz masti karo. Let's enjoy. This is only one life. Who is there to check there is life again? After you die, you go there. God may not be there. Then you would have wasted all your life. Probably you would have had so many parties. You would have watched so much movies. You would have had so much fun. Unnecessarily you wasted all your time reading Gita and all. What if you go there, you don't find Krishna? You feel like your life is wasted. These are all the kinds of philosophies which are coming up. And I'm telling you, people are asking these kind of questions. So we need to have good answers. If we don't have good answers, we are also like atheists only to some extent. Then we are confused a lot. So that some people feel that it's all brainwashing. Religion means brainwashing. Satya Devata 81202 నుంచి మెసేజ్ పెట్టాడా, బాబోయ్ 12th ఫ్లోర్కి వెళ్ళొద్దు, సంపు తింటాడు. ఈయన దేవుడు అంటాడు, కృష్ణుడు అంటాడు, వారం వారం మా ఇంటికి రమ్మంటాడు, సంపుతాడు, ఆయన కనపడకూడదు. Anybody we think like this is what is going to happen. A lot of people think knowing about God is old fashioned. So a lot of people think God is old fashioned. We don't need to understand about him. So all these kinds of thought processes going on in today's. Some people think that we are forced to pray. Mama cheppindi, namaskaram beta. We are forced to pray. దండం పెట్టేస్తే పోలా, లేకపోతే ఏం గొడవద్దు, ఆయన పువ్వు పెట్టకపోతే ఆయన ఏం చేస్తాడు, కక్ష తీర్చుకుంటాడేమో. So many people have these questions. Let's say in their altar. Now because of this confusion, people have 20 gods in the altar. గణపతికి పువ్వు పెట్టి నారాయణకి పెట్టకపోతే ఆయన ఏమనుకుంటాడు, శివుడికి పెట్టి ఈయనకి పెట్టకపోతే వీళ్ళు ఏమనుకుంటారు, అందరికీ పెట్టేస్తే పోలా. There is a lot of confusion now. ఒకవేళ ఎవరో ఒకరికి పువ్వు పెడతాం మనం మర్చిపోతే వల్ల ఏదో బైక్ యాక్సిడెంట్ అయింది, పువ్వు పెట్టలేదు, నన్ను కింద పడేశాడు దేవుడు. These are all kinds of wrong conclusions we are having. Is God a sadist? Just because you did not offer him flower, he's going to put you down from his bike? But these are the kind of conclusions we are having. So like see this statement, pray God or God will get you killed. So now instead of becoming God loving, we are becoming God fearing. We use the common word in India. Are you God fearing? Is there anybody who says, are you God loving? భగవంతుడు నువ్వు ఇష్టపడుతున్నావా, ప్రేమిస్తున్నావా, భయపడుతున్నావా? So long you are afraid of God, that is not a right relation. So if you start loving God, that is the correct relation. That is what God wanted us. So this process is to try to understand, and how do we become like that. Now coming to many other questions. ఇక్కడ ఉండాలండి, ఏ గుళ్ళకి వెళ్ళక్కర్లేదు, ఏమి చేయక్కర్లేదు, ఇక్కడ ఉండాలండి. So people say, why are we doing all these kinds of rituals, wasting time, nonsense, all these words people are using. So for example, ఇక్కడ ఉండాలండి. So your love towards your wife, can you express like this? ఇక్కడ ఉండాలండి? No, you have to buy her something, then she'll feel happy. You have to buy her a gold, you have to buy her a saree, you need to say you look very beautiful, you need to say that you are very cooperative and all, then she's very happy. Children also, you need to buy her something, you need to buy your child something, you need to take care of them, you need to take them to the school, attend PTMs, do all kinds of things. Then you are expressing your love. You cannot say, I love my daughter, but I will not feed her, I will not pay her school fees, I will not do anything. Then that is not love. So a lot of people say, ikkada undalandi. Then next time if anybody says, just slap them. Sorry to use this word. So people are just trying to becoming lazy. They don't want to go to God. They don't want to take an extra step. And they say, ikkada undalandi. And then they try to avoid. And a lot of people question also, why all these rituals, Sunday? Just we can say namaste to God, that is enough. Right? So a lot of people think like that. Let's not talk about God. Let's just first finish this ritual. I need to just do this one. That's it. Is there anything more than that one? There comes many questions. Are we ritual or are we spiritual? Are we ritual? Are we spiritual? What is the difference between ritual and spiritual? Just see the English word. What is the difference between ritual and spiritual? What is missing there? Spirit. Spirit is missing. What is spirit? Bhavam. Love. If we don't have love towards God, if we don't have the bhava towards God, when we are trying to do anything, it just becomes a ritual. Kobarkai kodto, it's a ritual. Kottama, అయిపోయింది. Temple కి వెళ్ళాం, ఒక్క నిమిషంలో కూర్చున్నాం, అయిపోయింది. బండి తీసుకొని వెళ్ళిపోవడం. So we go to Tirupati, right? We spend so much money. 1 month before we book the tickets, do all kinds of things. In 1 second we see God. As soon as our woodlands ki ellala, ekkadiki velli breakfast cheyali. All our preparation of 1 month is over in 1 second. All one second అయిపోయింది. వెంకటేశ్వరం అయిపోయాడు, ఇంకా pack the bags. Now our plan is to, where do we have lunch, where do we eat dinner, where do we go, how do we come back, when is our return train, return flight, all kinds of things. In this whole preparation, thinking about Venkateswara Swami is 30 seconds. We start planning 1 month before and we come home. In this 1 month, our preparation or our connection to Venkateswara Swami is that. I'm not saying all of you are doing this one. Please don't get me wrong. Lokam Pokada, this is what is happening, Matlarthana. I'm doing like that one. So 30 seconds. And second, we have a misunderstanding about darshan. Darshanam baga inda. Chala baga. Who are we to see the God? God needs to see us. The most important aspect is God needs to see us. When we go to the temple, we have to go and tell, I've come here. Please see me. Please bless me. That is what this one. We need to put your attendance and then request the God to kind of bless us. Similarly, spirituality and religion. Spirituality talks about the whole philosophy. Who is God? Who is his soul? Who are we? What is our connection to God? Janma mrityu jara vyadhi. What do we need to go to God? All these things are discussed in spirituality. Theory part, I can say, to a large extent. Religion is the practical part, which is basically where we are doing the actual activities to get closer to the God. Spirituality is higher, which is talking about philosophy and action. But religion is action. That's why if you see there are multiple religions, highest level is one. Everybody says there is one God. People follow differently. They have different methods, different ways of worship, different style, different timings, different methods are there. But spirituality is one and the same. Today, different religions fight for different reasons. Political people also inflate all that kinds of things. But true spiritual people from different religions agree that eventually God is one. The names are kind of different. Now, last week, one person asked me this question about religion versus Sanatana Dharma. We have many religions, Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhism, right? Christianity, Islam, and all kinds of things. We have many religions. But what is Sanatana Dharma? Many of these religions are recently created. But Sanatana Dharma is eternal. The word Sanatana itself means eternal. That means there is no start. We don't know when our religion started. If anybody asks us, what is your religion? We should not say Hinduism. We should say we are Sanatana Dharma. That is the correct understanding. We are all Sanatana Dharmis because we believe that we are a soul and we believe God and there is a connection with the God. That is the Sanatana Dharma core foundation, right? And religion. See, now I'm born in, let's say, in this kind of community in a Hindu family. In my next life, if I'm born in a Christian family, my religion changes, but my Sanatana Dharma doesn't change. Any day I can get connected to the God. Krishna is saying, any day, anywhere, wherever you are, whichever part of the world you are born, whichever religion you are born, I am there to you, whether we accept him or not. Any questions so far? Please. There are so many people. Now, you take the Western world. In Russia, there are 2 million Krishna devotees. 2 million Krishna devotees in Russia. Russia is a communist country. They don't believe in God. ఒకప్పుడు గాడ్ అన్న పేరు ఎత్తితే షూట్ చేసేవాడు. అలాంటి ప్లేస్లో now there is a 2 million devotees are there. You take entire West, you take US, all Asia Pacific, even China, there are so many Krishna devotees. They are voluntarily getting connected to the Lord. They have a choice. People take Bhagavad Gita and change. We lived in Europe for 8 years in Austria. There, the Krishna temple president was a church priest before. He was a priest in church. And now he's a sannyasi. He has come to South India, he has come to Vrindavan and took his sannyasa around 14 years back. And he is managing a temple there. He's a Christian. He was preaching about Christ. And how did he get a chance to come to India and take a sannyasa? Not just normal like us. He's even taken sannyasa. I was perplexed. In fact, my faith towards Krishna got little better after meeting him. I'll tell you a small incident because we were talking about faith. They were constructing a Krishna temple there. So myself, my wife, we all went there to the temple on Sunday evening. As you know, in many ISKCON temples on Sunday evening, there is a very nice kirtan and prasadam. So if not for Krishna, at least we go for prasadam because prasadam is wonderful there in all ISKCON temples. So I was going for prasadam, let me be honest with you, not for Krishna. So prasadam was good. So I saw the board there saying that they are constructing a temple. So out of my enthusiasm, his name is Muni Maharaj. So I requested him, Maharaj, in our Sampradaya, we call Sannyasis as Maharaj. So I said, Maharaj, what is your plan? I saw the board there and all. Yes, we are constructing the temple. Thank you for asking. I said, what's your plan? What is your fundraising plan? I applied all my knowledge. What is your fundraising plan? Who are you going to meet? What is your budget? How are you going to arrive? What is your strategy? His answer was, Krishna will send money. Krishna. I said, who are you? Who is going to give? Whoever's heart is inspired by Krishna, they will give money. I was mati poinde, you can tell that one, because we always think our own plans. I never think like God will decide. I mean, my faith was not that strong. Even now it is little feeble. So I was like perplexed. Any questions I asked, he says, Krishna will send. Krishna will send, Krishna will give, Krishna will do. I was perplexed. I came home, it took 2 weeks for me to digest that kind of a statement. At the same time, there was a Hindu temple there in Austria. And Indians are running that temple. And I was in charge for the elections. There was an election going on, president, vice president and all. So I was sent as an election officer there. And almost like in Hyderabad, when elections happened, they, except hitting each other, they were doing everything in the Hindu temple there. And once one group I declared that this group has won the elections, automatically the second group said next 2 years will not come to the temple, and they went away. I was seeing a contrast, our own Hindus, Indians in the temple behaving like this. And I went to this Krishna temple, all Austrians, German ethnic people, even coming from Christianity background, they are saying Krishna, 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 Krishna for everything. That was my first point of faith. There is something different here. Why are these people from a different religion, different language, different ethnic? They don't know any background. And they are fallen flat on Krishna. They are saying God is everything. And here our own people are fighting for money, fighting for name, prestige, just for 1 year elections. Nothing. What is there in president or vice president of a temple? I don't understand it. I don't know what do they have in mind. So I just want to share this example, which I felt is like a life-changing example. So what that's helping you, Mataji, to understand? Okay, let's move on. Any questions so far online? Anybody has any questions before I move to the next topic?
Prabhuji, I have a question.
Please.
Yeah, so when we were saying, అంటే మనము ఇందాక మీరు అన్నప్పుడు ఏమన్నారంటే మదర్ చెప్పింది కదా అని పిల్లలు చేసేస్తున్నారు అన్నారు కదా. అంటే పిల్లలకి చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి దాన్ని అలవాటు చేస్తున్నట్టుగా ఆ ఉద్దేశం ఉండకూడదా?
ఉండొచ్చు. No, you are right. Mother should guide the children. But what I am telling is, mothers and fathers should have some understanding to be able to guide the child properly, so that if they have any questions, we should be in a position to answer them. Not just saying that, just blindly follow. See, our generation, maybe my father's generation, when parents say follow means, my father's generation was following 90%. Maybe our generation, we are following 50%. Our children, 5%, should I say 5% or less than that? సో ఇట్స్ వెరీ డిఫికల్ట్. సో అందుకని అమ్మ మనకి తెలియకుండా మనకి ఫోర్స్ చేస్తే వాళ్ళ ఫెయిత్ ఎప్పుడెప్పుడు బ్రేక్ అయిపోతుంది. దేర్ ఫెయిత్ విల్ బ్రేక్ విత్ ఇన్ నో టైమ్. ద మూమెంట్ దే గో టు స్కూల్, సంబడి ఆస్క్ దట్ క్వశ్చన్, దేర్ ఫెయిత్ ఈస్ బ్రోకెన్. నాకు తెలియదు, మా అమ్మ చెప్పింది చేశాను అంతే. సో ఐదర్ వీ షుడ్ లెర్న్, ఐడియల్లీ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ us షుడ్ లెర్న్ దిస్ నాలెడ్జ్. Like how we give our properties to children, we are supposed to also give Bhagavad Gita knowledge to our children. That's how knowledge is always cascaded. Right? But we are only giving properties to our children. Maybe to some extent, because of our DNA, we are also giving some diseases like BP, sugar and all. Also, we are passing through generation after generation. But none of us are making a sincere attempt to understand Gita and give that knowledge also to our children as an asti. We are not giving that one. Is that helpful, Manasa?
Yes. I asked it because I mean, అంటే నేను మా అంటే they are very young actually, 5, 8 and 2.5 years old. So what I do is I ask them to recite Rama Shloka every day, just after the bath. అంటే if they put through any questions also, I try to ask them as per my knowledge. So అలా చేయడం కరెక్టా కదంటే, just to correct myself, I have asked the question.
No, please continue to ask the question. See, these sessions are not for us to blindly believe or accept. We have to ask. Thank you. So by following, I mean, you are doing the right things, but through this knowledge, you will be able to help your children a bit more. That's how I'll put it. Now let's continue talking. So why are we approaching God? I posted this question in the group. Why are we approaching God? What are some reasons why do we approach God? Why do we approach God? It's okay. There's no right answer on whatever you comes into your mind. Otherwise, it will become like one way. Huh? Okay.
Faith, belief, the confidence, it's the energy which He gives us to us.
Correct.
And one more thing is the belief and the same confidence which He gives us always.
Okay.
To give out what we want. Or He is
Good.
omnipresent. God is omnipresent.
Wonderful.
Not only in, like Krishna is in every
Human, every living being, every heart of every living being. Okay, good. So why do we go to God? Reddy garu, భగవంతుడి దగ్గరికి మనం ఎందుకు అప్రోచ్ అవుతాం? దేనికోసం వెళ్తుంటాం? మీ ఉద్దేశం ఏంటి? తెలుసుకోవటానికి ప్రయత్నం. So there are different ways. We already touched upon one point. Fear. That was the first thing. Many of us came to God because of fear. Chekapothe emaipoddu. Then desire, korika. We wanted something, whether it is very small thing. You ask my daughter, she will ask, now Krishna, I want to pass my exam tomorrow. Like as small as thing. Somebody could be like, I wanted 100 crores. It could be as small or it could be some big desire. We have some desires, we wanted to go for that one. Some people think like a duty. Because Krishna has given me everything, I have to worship him. There is also a duty factor, right? But what is missing in all these things? Love. Love is higher. I worship Krishna because I love him. That is what is the ultimate thing. Fear is okay. Desire is little better because you are not worried. You are going to ask something. Next one is duty. Duty is much more better. You are trying to go to him because he has given us everything. You are trying to go to him. You are expressing your gratitude. Beyond gratitude is love. I make this mala for God because I love him. I am cooking this chakra pongal to God because I love him. I want to offer him. Today to our children, do we do everything out of duty? If we do everything of duty to the children, what is missing there? The rasa. Anandam is missing there. To children, we are doing everything. We take care of their school fees. We take care of so many things. We take care of their health and all kinds of things. But we feel that it is a duty. But at the same time, there is love. When you cook something, Beyond that items, we will put one more item special into that cooking, right? When we make for our children, what is that special ingredient which we put? Love. Why is that always they say mother's food is most tasty than anything? Because of the ingredient. When we go to the restaurant, is there love? Even though you go to a 5-star hotel and pay 10,000 rupees buffet and eat, what is missing in that meal? There is taste, but love is missing. That is why, because, and I don't know how many of you believe this one. Shastra says 1/6 of what we eat becomes our mind. 1/6 of what we eat becomes our mind. So that's why next time observe. Sometimes we go to a restaurant, eat something, suddenly we feel like agitated. Some anxiety, agitated in the mind. All these things, we'll feel it immediately within few hours or next day morning. It's because of the food. The cook might have had a beautiful argument with his wife. His wife might have slapped him that day. So he would have shown all that anger in that cooking, right? So all that anger and frustration, all kinds of things is putting in that cooking. So when you eat that one, that agitation also is getting carried away. That's why in our elder days, people used to say, don't eat outside. Now, our stoves are banned and we are dependent on Swiggy's and Zomatos and all kinds of things. Earlier days, people were not eating outside because their consciousness will be affected. Not because of money or other thing. Their consciousness will be affected. People were so worried about safeguarding their consciousness. They don't want to even go to a negative environment so that their consciousness will be disturbed. Okay. So fear, desire, duty, love. These are the things why people go to God. What does please? Yeah. Yeah. Fear, there is a reason. Yeah. Yes.
There may be no reason because it's mechanical. You worship God mechanically.
Yeah.
There's no.
To some extent, there is also gratitude. In the duty also, there is some gratitude. There is there. The reason for love is as simple as why parents feel love towards their children. Is there somebody telling you? Telugulo undi kada kaaki pilla kaaki muddani. The moment we see our child, we get so much love. Is there somebody telling you, you have to love your child? It is naturally happening. Love between parents and children, husband and wife, our own family member, brother and sister, it's naturally happening. But today, we are not getting that natural feeling towards the God because we are not realizing the connection between us and the God. We lost that connection. If the connection from here to that wire is gone, you can't hear the sound. Our connection got disconnected with Krishna now. This whole process, what we are trying to go through these 12 classes, or whether we are trying to chant the name of the God, do anything, is to re-establish our connection with Krishna. In fact, at a high level, it is called as awakening the love in the heart. This is the, you asked basically what is the outcome of all this exercise. After 12 weeks, what are we trying to do is we are trying to learn the knowledge about God. We are trying to understand the relation about God, and we are making a sincere attempt to develop a love towards God. That is the outcome. If in this life or any life we get love for God, that is ultimate. Then Krishna says, you are eligible to come to my home. Without love, he will not allow. Without love, his doors are closed. For desire, you pray him, he will give you. You are feared, he will take care of you. I am driving, I am going on a highway, Krishna, take care of me. I will take care of you. Okay. But love, you are welcome inside my door. That is the answer. Now, 7:19 Bhagavad Gita chapter says, Chaturvida bhajante mam janasu sukrito arjuna artho jignasur artharti gnanicha bharatarshabha. 4 kinds of people come to me. 1, distressed. Artho, somebody who is in a deep pain, health problem, some problem, financial problem, any kind of deep problem. Krishna, please relieve me from this problem. Desire of wealth. Artharthi, double gal. Venkateswara Swami temple. Biggest business. Nakanta, Nikanta. Biggest business. Nu nakiste, nik 5% ista, 10% ista, 15% ista, 20 deal. Antakuminchi anyone. We do all these kinds of things because we are desirer of wealth. We go to ask next. Third person is Jignasu, inquisitive. So what is going on? Who is God? What's happening? Why are all these people doing? He's keen, Jignasu. The next one is he who is searching for the knowledge. 4th person is who is more searching for the knowledge, Jnana. They are trying to understand the God. These are the 4 reasons Krishna says why people come to him. We have to classify ourselves into these 4. But finally, Krishna is saying, we are going to talk about it, but we already touched the topic. Krishna is saying that, come to me because you love me. That is the highest one. All these other four are secondary. Like child example we discussed, paying school fees, giving her nice dress, taking care, all these things are like something. But loving her and cooking something for her, thinking about the daughter so much and all is the higher factor. So these are the four inferior factors which Krishna is telling in the Bhagavad Gita. Is that clear? Is that helpful? Again, please.
What does that mean here?
Inquisitive means they just try to understand, but they won't make further attempt. It's just basically keen. Like some WhatsApp group is there, somebody will just join. What's going on in that group? But they may not be very serious about what's happening. They are just inquisitive. But they will not take it further. They will not take it further. Inquisitiveness, after you get some understanding, you might stop. Jnanis also, they will try to get some knowledge about God. They will try to understand slokas, meanings, all kinds of things, but they might stop somewhere. They may not transform their jnana into love. The whole process is to, how do we love God? Let's continue, please. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Can that type of desire be at the same place where there is love? Can both of them coexist?
They can coexist. We will talk about it more. There is a sentence called, how do you Krishnaize your desire? You can understand? How do you Krishnaize your desire? That means, how do you convert your desire for the God, not for yourselves? When we start working towards Gods for ourselves, or desires for ourselves. Maybe there could be some selfless. Sarve jana sukhino bhavantu, loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. We see in the ambulance somebody is going. Suddenly we are driving in the car. Arey papa, what problem they might be undergoing? Krishna, please help him. We are playing sometimes for other people selflessly. Those are also good, but there is a higher level prayers. These are all still material level prayers about talking about body. There are prayers beyond body connecting to the God. But these are good. They are nice to have. Because there are many people who are not even thinking about other people. Because first stage is we are always selfish. We think about ourselves. Second stage is start thinking about other people. Third stage is start thinking about selflessly for other people. They say that prayers for others will work more than prayers for ourselves. Have you heard this statement before? Why? Because there is no self in that one. If I go to God and ask, give me this one, that is different from somebody is not well. Can you please take care of them? There is selfless. You are praying for somebody. God loves your selfless prayer more than selfish prayers. But He will give you. Like as we discussed, mother and father also will give everything for children. But they wanted love at the end. So let's continue further. Science. Again, there is a social system today believes that science is better than religion. Lot of educated people today think that science has more logic, more clear and more everything. Whereas God is all sentimentalism. So science is much better. Like there is one statement here. For example, see that picture. There are some physically handicapped people are there. This is some scientists have posted this one. Physically handicapped people are there. Scientists worked on it and they gave them artificial limbs. So children are able to play. Whereas the people who are bothering in religion, they're just playing, but the children are still continuing as physically handicapped. So they say science is better because we are able to give them artificial limbs and we are able to make them walk. So we are better than God. What did God do? They were praying, but God did not change his leg, right? So God is less than science. We are better than. All scientists claim, most of the scientists, I'm not saying everybody, a lot of scientists thinks that they are better than God. But this is a stupid way of putting it. There is a reason why that they went through the physically handicapped. Science is not wrong. Science trying to create instruments and give them an artificial limbs or giving them instrument for deafness or blindness. All these are great. You are helping. But where did that knowledge come to you? Where is that thinking come to you to be able to create that intelligence? Who has given intelligence? God has given that intelligence, but we are recognizing. There are a lot of doctors who think that they are great. They are doing everything. But there are some doctors who see that one, I am doing my best, but at the end of the day, final decision is taken by God. He is the one, example, cardiologist. Many a times the patient is on the bed. He might come out of the surgery surviving or he might die. So some doctors see that one, Krishna, I am doing my best, rest is your decision. Some people say, నేను ఆపరేషన్ చేశాను కాబట్టి వాడు బతికాడు. నేను, me, not because of God. It's again a perception issue. So some people say there is higher power, but they don't want to accept God. We hear all this, especially a lot of young people, we hear this kind of language. There is higher power, but we don't agree that it is God. It is nature doing, not God. People keep all kinds of statements. So let's continue further talking about it. Now, what are the sources of wisdom? మనం రామాయణం, భాగవతం ఇవన్నీ ఎక్కడి నుంచి నేర్చుకున్నాం? Many people have learned from movies. Do you agree? Until recently, until I got into this understanding, I was thinking Karna is such a great person, Krishna is a cruel person. Because I watched Danavera Surakarna 5-6 times. In that movie, they've shown as Karna is such a great person, Krishna is cruel person. I used to hate when I was young, this Krishna is such a cruel man. Karna is such a great man. Huh? Because my knowledge was coming from movies. But is the movie perfect source? Movie is not the right source of wisdom. Right? You know, see that's what kind of people are they? For example, don't get hurt if anybody of their N.T. Ramarao fan or something. N.T. Ramarao in the morning, he might be shooting as Krishna. In the afternoon, he is dancing with Jayaprada or Sridevi. He is doing, next is another one. He is not a devotee. Don't get me wrong. He is a great person. But you cannot see him and transform your heart. Just by seeing him as Krishna or something, you cannot transform your heart. You can see it's an entertainment. Like that, until very recently, I did not understand that the entire in the Mahabharata war, one person is Dhritarashtra's greed. Do we know that one? Many people think that one, it was only Duryodhana who is negative character. But the real negative character in entire Mahabharata is Dhritarashtra. I don't know how many of you know this one? Oh, at least some of you know. I was always thinking Dhritarashtra was helpless.
Yes.
Duryodhana, he was not correcting Duryodhana because even though he was telling right thing, Duryodhana was not listening. That's what I was thinking. But after understanding, now I understood that Dhritarashtra is the main culprit. Actually, he is the one who is greedy. He wants the entire wealth to go to only Duryodhana and his sons. Look at on the other side, Pandava's side, when Panduraju died, Panduraju had got two wives, right? Kunti and Madri, right? When Madri's children, when Madri chosen to do the Sati Sahagamana along with her husband, Kunti has taken care of her other wife's children like her children. Did we ever see the difference in the Pancha Pandavas that 3 belong to Kunti, 2 belong to Madri? Many people don't even know Madri. A lot of young people know Kunti has 5 sons. That's all people know. Look at other side, when Panduraju died, what was Dhritarashtra's job? He is supposed to take care of his brother's children. Are, my brother died at such a young age and his wife is a widow at such a young age, so I need to take care of them. But what he was doing? He was not taking care. He was inflicting poison in the kids also because he wanted his wealth, the entire kingdom, to be enjoyed by only his sons. So, by seeing the movies, we think that Dhritarashtra is correct. By watching the movies, we think Karna is such a nice person. After reading Mahabharata more clearly, we understand now Karna is very negative character. He never stopped Duryodhana. He is influenced Duryodhana so much. Come on, do like the one, do this one, all kinds of things. But if I watch Danavera Surakarna, I'll think Karna is, tomorrow I should remove my Krishna's photo and put Karna's photo. That is the feeling I get, right? So similarly, Mahabharata, Rupa Ganguly, I think her name, whoever is acted there. See her pictures, horrible pictures with drinking wine and all kinds of things, right? Always in the night parties, clubhouse and all. So, okay, she has done a good job as an actress, but what is that she is telling the world? You can't have two personalities. For example, I can't sit here and talk nice words and outside I cannot just behave whatever I want. Then nobody's going to listen to me. Then they'll think that this guy is like having two personalities. When I go to his home, he'll say Krishna. In the evening, he go to pub and enjoy. Then what value I will carry if I behave two different ways? If I behave only one way, there is a respect. Otherwise, this guy, I will become a joker, trying to say something in front of you, Krishna, and in the evening go to the pub and enjoy. There's no value for that one. So all these people, Nitesh Bharadwaj, who acted as a Krishna, see his in the next movie, morning shot, Krishna shot, afternoon romantic songs. So why are we are not trying to ridicule them. All what we are saying is we are trying to follow movies and having misunderstanding that they are great. We are trying to learn knowledge from them. Knowledge should not be learned from movies. Knowledge should be learned from proper shastras. We'll talk about it in the next class. Why believe in scriptures? Why do we need Ramayana? Why do we need Mahabharata? There are hundreds of books. Which book should prefer, and all kinds of things we'll understand more. Let's continue. Today's role models, right? We are die-hard fans of cricket stars, movie stars. Shah Rukh Khan, what is he telling? People are being misguided in the name of religion. That's his statement. We love Shah Rukh Khan. A lot of people have Shah Rukh Khan photos in the picture. Right? This man, English movies, he's saying, I am God. Now, Kamal Hassan. How many of you like Kamal Hassan? I like him so much as an actor, because I am from the older generation. Many of you are younger. So I like Kamal Hassan so much. You know what is he saying? He's such a, sorry to use the word, biggest atheist on earth. How many of you seen Viswarupam movie? Kamal Hassan's Viswarupam movie. He acted like a Ramanuja, and I fall flat at his devotion. Om Namo Narayana. Have you seen that scene? It's like hair standing on the edge. That kind of a scene. I was thinking, what a great devotee Kamal Hassan is. You know what he said is? Even if God appears, I don't need to worship him. Biggest atheist. I don't need a God who doesn't feed a hungry child today, but promises a heaven tomorrow. If today there are hungry people, is it the problem with the God? If on the roadside there are hungry people, is it problem with the God? Is he the one? Or are we also a reason? So this man says, I don't need to worship God, there is no God. And the same person comes to movie, Om Namo Narayanaya. How do you develop love? I mean, we are trying to learn, seeing them, where this one, Nagarjuna, in this nice movies he has acted. You know what he does after in the evening. So do we need to really get, that's why even though we watch 10 times Ramadasu movie or 10 times Annamaya movie, we don't become suddenly great devotee. We watch that movie, we feel nice, such a nice movie, wonderful action, stories are good, dialogues are good, songs are good, there is a very good essence. But after watching the movie 10 times, next day morning, will it increase your devotion for the Lord Venkateshwara? No. But you go and, let's say you meet Chinajiyar Swami. You listen to his lecture for 1 hour. I am sure in your heart, the increase in love for God increases. Even though you watch that movie 100 times, you won't get that love because they have that purity, right? So this is what is happening today. Walk the talk. They are doing the walk the talk. If I do walk the talk only, people will believe me. Then only it will become transformation. Otherwise, it's just information, right? Any questions? Please ask. Yes, it is there very much. Hell and heaven is there very much there. There is a picture here I'll show you while having dinner about 14 planets. I'll explain you that one. One day I'll explain you. Hell and heaven are very much there. But we see hell and heaven here also. If power is gone for 1 hour, my floor is 12th floor, there is hell. In hot summer, 12 o'clock, power is gone. It's hell. So, some religions talk about only heaven. They have understanding only until heaven. It's recorded, so I have to be careful. But some religions stop at heaven. Our Sanatana Dharma talks beyond heaven. It talks about Vaikuntha. It talks about Goloka Brundavana. It tells who is the in charge of heaven. And that in charge of heaven is a subordinate of the Supreme Lord Krishna. That is explained in our Sanatana Dharma. Many religions stop at heaven. Finally, they say, pray, worship God so that you can go to heaven and enjoy. That's what some religions say. Okay, let's move on. Bhagavad Gita. There are so many Bhagavad Gitas are there. 150 different versions are there. Which one I should read? We'll talk more about it, but I'm just touching upon some topics. So I don't know if there is any, how do
You gone mute. Mr. Satya, you gone
Hare
mute.
Krishna. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Is it just now or you lost me long back?
Just now, last 10
Okay.
seconds.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So this funny man, if there is anybody who is his follower, please don't mistake me. He has written a copy of Bhagavad Gita. So if you read his book, what knowledge you will get? See, today there is Vak Swatantram. There is a pen Swatantram. Tomorrow I can also write one Bhagavad Gita and put my name and nice picture. My family picture I can put there. But is that authentic? Is that authority? If I read that book written by this man, what right understanding I will have? He will interpret the way he wants. Today, the biggest problem in Bhagavad Gita is everybody interprets the way they want it and write themselves whichever way they want. Look at this man who is next to him, Osho. Anybody knows him? His concept is enjoy life. Whatever you want to do it to the fullest, enjoy life. What is he teaching? What is he going to teach about detachment? What is he going to teach about love for God and all? So like that, there are so many people today who are misguiding. One of the important message from this 10-12 sessions is also that, like somebody asked, there are so many paths. How do we know which is the right path? Right? Today, Vikramji also was asking one question in the morning. There are so many things. How do we know which is the right path? So we will understand that one. First important thing is at least we should know what are the wrong paths. Which books we should not touch. We should know that one. Then at least we will make right progress. Otherwise, our life is wasted. Right? We follow one book written by one stupid and make that as our life. Whole life is wasted. Na gharka, na ghatka. Neither you are going towards Krishna nor you are taking care of your life. This life is got wasted. Detour. I am trying to go towards ORR, towards airport. I try to start going towards Secunderabad. What's going to happen? I have to again come back to ORR and then go to the airport. So this 1 hour of going there, 1 hour of coming back, these 2 hours got wasted. But if I start immediately, take the exit and get into ORR, 35 minutes, I'm in the airport. So I'm not wasting this 2 hours. Here it is 1 or 2 hours is okay. Sometimes we waste lives. The people who are followers of some of these not so right people, let me not use any other word, not so right people, they're wasting their lives. Their whole life is wasted. It's going to take, what is the guarantee that you will be again having human birth? We are given now a human birth. We have to make use of it. What is the guarantee that again human birth will be given? So that is. Now, if I ask, what is your definition of God? What is some of your definitions here? What is your definition? You said like God is omnipotent, omnipresent and all. Any other definitions of God? Whatever you have in mind? Feel free. Just share. Otherwise, it becomes like a one-way dialogue. I don't want
the person who loves us irrespective of how we behave towards him. And unconditional గా love చేసే అతను.
Okay.
అంటే మనం తిట్టినా, మనం నమ్మినా, నమ్మకపోయినా, నేను నీతోనే ఉంటాను, నేను చూస్తూ ఉంటాను అని మనతో ఉండే వ్యక్తి.
Beautiful. Beautiful answer. Thank you so much. Any other definitions of God? He is the ultimate.
Expression of love. Just finding the solace in the depths of the God.
He is ultimate.
It's can't express it.
It's very difficult to
say. That's ultimate. That's all. Nothing else.
Correct. Correct.
What you want.
Very. It's.
That is completely. Much you must. I don't find the time on. I mean, you don't count the time on.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
I find this.
So that basically you are connecting to some kind of an Anandamaya state where you are in that state of bliss. Okay.
Power that created us and that is God.
Supernatural power who created us. Okay. He is the supreme. He is the creator of the universe. Any other definitions? Archana Garu, what is your understanding of God?
The best friend.
Best friend. Wonderful. I liked it. I liked it. Yeah. I liked it. Best friend. Venkat Garu, what is your understanding? What is your definition of God? Ultimate. Very nice. Anybody online? Some of you wanted to share your definition of God?
Satya Garu, he is the cause of all causes.
He is the cause of all causes. Wonderful. Sarva Karana Karanam. What else? Any other definitions? God is strength. God is energy, God is strength. Okay. Okay. Dhairyam. So there are so many definitions today, right? Different religions, different followers, different kind of people. They say God is love. Some people say God is light. God is nature. God is power. God is everywhere, omnipresent, omniscient. God is you. Some people also say, I am God, you are God. Everybody is God. That philosophy is also there today. I am God, you are God. If there is no difference between us and God, why are we dying? Why are we taking birth? Why are we going through all these things? Some people say you are God, you don't know it. Once you know, then you will become God. That is also one philosophy going around. So many philosophies are there. And a lot of times we ask, what is God is great. How great is he? Ma syllabus lo leda. Out of syllabus. So I know some of you touched upon the topic. How great is God? Can you describe? Can you describe in your describe Chelyam? It's great. Yes. Seat kavali. Ade seat rakpote, change the God. Right? Seat rakpote, Vinayaka is changed to Shiva. Then Shiva is changed to Parvati. Parvati is changed to Narayana. If Narayana doesn't listen, somebody else, Kumaraswamy. Something like that, we keep changing gods. Because at the end of the day, we want a result. Whoever gives that result, we will worship that person. If that whoever is that person, if we worship him, he is not going to give the required result what we want, we don't want to worship him. That is our definition today. That's why there are so many temples. That's why Monday one temple, Tuesday one temple, Wednesday one temple, Thursday one temple. All these things have come because to cater to all kinds of things. You know, nowadays what is happening? Whenever you try to go and buy some pictures of the gods, no, the people who make photo frames are also very worried. If I only put Ganeshji, what's going to happen? So they'll put Lakshmiji there. Then they'll put one more. So that's why in some photo frames, you'll see 4 or 5 gods next to each other. Non-controversial. 4 or 5 gods are there, non-controversial. Everybody will buy that picture. Otherwise, they'll question why this God is not there. We'll understand all this more in the future topics, who is God. Today, we'll discuss all the definitions. Then we'll get to know more. So God is great. How great is God? No answer. It's very difficult. One is, if you know everything, you stay silent. If you don't know also, we stay silent, right? If you don't know about, if you know about completely about God, we'll say, I don't know how to describe about God. If you don't know anything also, you stay silent, right? That is what is going to happen. So like, for example, Srinivas Garu said, God is creator of an universe, right? We'll talk more about it. You know how many universes are there? Unlimited universes are there. There are so many universes. In each universe, there is 14 planets. In each planet, there is Earth. And in each Earth, there is one Asia, India, Telangana, Hyderabad, Green Grace Apartments. How small? Huh? In each universe, there are 14 planets. There are unlimited universes. If we know this one, our pride will start coming down. If we start understanding how insignificant we are, for example, you take a, not a right comparison, but we just take a mosquito and put it next to elephant. How does the mosquito, if the mosquito feel, wow, I'm great. In front of elephant, can mosquito feel that I'm great? From a size, I'm not talking quality. I know mosquito can irritate us whole night and cannot make, elephant cannot do that one. That way mosquito is great that way. It can make us give sleepless night whole night. So, but from a size point of view, if mosquito stands in front of elephant and thinks I am great, is foolishness. So if you know how great is God, మనం తల వంచుతాం, గర్వం తగ్గుతుంది. నేను ఎంత ఇన్ని అన్లిమిటెడ్ యూనివర్సుల్లో, ఇన్ని కోటాను కోట్ల యూనివర్సుల్లో, ఒక్క యూనివర్స్లో, ఒక ఎర్త్లో, ఒక కంట్రీలో, ఒక స్టేట్లో, ఒక హైదరాబాద్లో, ఒక గచ్చిబౌలి, కాజాగూడలో ఒక మూల నేను ఇంతున్నాను, నేను ఎంత అని మనకి తెలిస్తే, ఐ థింక్ వీఆర్ ఇన్ ద రైట్ పాత్. మన తల ఉంచుతాం, అక్కర్లేని గర్వం, అశాశ్వతమైన మన మీద మనం విపరీతమైన ఫీల్ అయిపోతుంటాం. మనం ఏదైతే లాంగ్ ఉండదో దాని మీద మనం ఫీల్ అయిపోతుంటాం. రైట్, లెట్స్ కంటిన్యూ ఫర్దర్. So we discussed this sloka. I think some of you also recited very, very beautifully, right? So, Bahunam Jadmanamante. Some of you can recite. Whoever has attended yesterday, you were there. Anyone of you recited?
Yes.
Can you recite? Please recite, sir.
Bahunam janmanamante jnanamama pravadyate.
Vasudeva.
Bahunam janmanamante jnanamama
Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. Thank you so much, sir. You know Bhagavad Gita. Please bless me. You know Bhagavad Gita by heart. So Gita 7:19 is saying, Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanavan Mam Prapatyate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. After taking many millions and millions and millions of births, one person thinks, why am I born? Why am I going through all these problems? Let me understand all these things. He is trying to make an attempt towards self-realization. Out of such million people who are trying to think about this one person only will know that Vasudeva Sarvaviti. I think sometime back we were trying to understand the definition of God. Dr. Arun Garu was telling Sarva Karana Karanam. Basically, the definition is he is the cause of all causes. Sarva Karana Karanam. Vasudevam Sarvamiti. One who understands this, Manasa Vacha Karmana, one who understands this is very, 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 very rare. I am not telling it. Krishna himself is telling in 7:19. Right? So if some of you are coming here and trying to understand about Gita, you should feel happy. I wouldn't say you should feel proud. I will say you should feel happy that we are all trying to make an attempt to understand about Krishna when we have so many other priorities, especially when the Mela is happening down and then so many kurti shops are there, sari shops are there, and still some of you are sitting here. That is unimaginable. Unimaginable, right? It is very difficult to leave the temptation and come and listen about Bhagavad Gita, right? Similarly, whoever is online, so many things going on, you are just trying to focus here. This is simply great. So Krishna is telling, Bahunam Janmanamante. After so many births, one person thinks, I wanted to understand more about God. That person may not be successful. Out of such 1% people across the world, only one person out of such millions, one person will eventually understand God and finally open the lock of Vaikuntha or Goloka and go inside. Where Krishna is waiting like this here. Come, I've been waiting for you since 27,542 lives. He will say that I've been waiting for you. You're not coming because only now you chose about me. Only now you're trying to come to me, right? So we are all the rarest. And we again spoke, I think, last week also, but I want to touch again that topic. Will this knowledge get wasted? No, this knowledge will never get wasted. How much ever we learn, we discussed one example, right? That we are going to continue from there. All right, I'll repeat that example. You're a great professor, right? You're a great professor. In this life, you're a great professor. You have fans all over India. Your Instagram has got 27,000 people likes and all kinds of things. But next life, again, life starts. A for apple, B for ball, C for cat. Life starts there. But the people who are students of Gita, you live where we are. Let's say today, second session, you stopped in this life. I'll give you an example. It's very difficult to prove this one, but I believe in this one. Let's say after second session, you stopped coming to these sessions and you never again attend. In your next life, again, you will get an invitation and you will start attending from third session. I'm telling you, I believe this one very strongly. You stop, Krishna will take you from here. Okay, in your last life, you attended In Search of Happiness and you attended about does God exist or not. Next life, you start from how to believe in scriptures. Why believe in scriptures? He'll take you from there. He'll exactly take you and leave you from there. You see so many small children, 2 years kids, 3 years kids reciting all Bhagavad Gita slokas, doing that one, this one. Why? How can a 2-year-old kid recite so many Bhagavad Gita slokas? You tell me. Can a mother teach a 2-year-old to so many slokas? Why is a 4-year-old kid directly going to the temple and want to give arati in the morning? Right? It took 47 years for me to try to understand, even open the door of the temple and do something. So, whereas a 4-year-old boy directly goes to the temple, he wants anything you give him, first he'll say, let me offer to Krishna and then he'll eat. Who told a 4-year-old boy that he has to first offer to Krishna and eat? Right? So, again, Bhagavad Gita, there is a sloka 240. Neha Vikrama Nasosti Pratyavayo na vidyate salpamapyasya dharmasya trayato mahato bhayat. So the 240 is telling, any little you do, I will remember. I will carry this life after life after life after life after life. I will carry this for you. Krishna is saying in another sloka, my devotees will never perish. I will personally protect. He is telling, I will personally protect. He is not telling, I will send somebody to protect. I will personally protect. These kind of strong statements he is making, if we have belief. He is making direct strong statements. I will personally protect. Chapandi. Yes. Yeah. Yes. He will carry it and again give you. మధ్యలో పాజ్ ఆయన జాగ్రత్త దాస్తాడు, ఆయన బ్యాంకులో పెట్టుకుంటాడు, మళ్ళీ మనిషి జన్మ రాగానే మళ్ళీ ఇస్తాడు. బట్ ఐ టెల్ యూ వన్ థింగ్, ఎనీబడి హూస్ ట్రైంగ్ టు డూ సంథింగ్ టువర్డ్స్ గాడ్, you are making your attempt towards God, Krishna is telling, I will give you again human birth. He is promising you that he will again give human birth if you are making steps towards him, right? If your child is studying well, you don't mind spending $50,000 and sending them to the US to do their masters, right? If the children is studying well. But if the children 10th failed, if she says, I want to go to US, what she'll get? One slap this side, one slap this side. That means I compare that rough example to like, you're doing so many mistakes, you are going down. Jantu Janma, reptile, whatever it may be. But you're trying to do something good, Krishna is taking care of you. There is one sloka in Bhagavad Gita where Krishna is saying that anybody who is trying to make sincere attempt towards me, there are two choices Krishna is going to give. We spoke very often last time with Srinivas Garu. I was telling him when he asked this related question. So Krishna is saying that I'm going to give you two choices. One, I will make you be born in a very rich family. Or I will make you be born in a devotee or a Brahmana family. When I say Brahmana, not caste. The people who have that Brahmanican mind right from day one, who are concerned about God and kind of things, right? So Krishna is saying, I will give you either birth in Brahmanical family or in a rich family. Why rich family? So that we are not worried about roti kapda makan. See, a lot of rich people, do they need to worry about what is going to happen to my food tomorrow, day after tomorrow, some of the rich people have money for 10,000 lives. That much money they have. For 10 generations, they have richness money. So basically, Krishna is trying to give you that richness so that you are not worried about basic things. You can start focusing on God. But unfortunately, again, free will. Krishna is giving you a free will. Do you want to come towards me? Most of the rich people, I'm not saying all, most of the rich people, they're getting proud of their richness and forgetting about Krishna because they have not read Bhagavad Gita. If they have read Bhagavad Gita, they would have understood that Krishna has made them be born in a rich family so that they can continue towards God. If they open that sloka, they are more careful. Because they never open, they are not careful. They will think that Krishna has given that richness and that they not even think about Krishna has given. I got it. And that richness will come to the head. And we know what are all the side effects of richness coming to the head. We all know the side effects we see every day. The second one is Brahmanical family, which means we just spoke about like a 3-year-old boy trying to offer prasadam to God every day and all. This is because he is continuing from the previous life. He's taking it from there. Krishna is giving a conducive environment. Neeku bhakti cheyalundi kada, bhaktulu intlo puttistam. Is that helpful, Mataji? Any question? Chapandi. There are chances, but I'll tell you today, I don't know how many of you know the CEO of Ford. CEO of Ford company. CEO of Ford company is now a full-time Krishna devotee. He gets up 4 in the morning and every day does 2 hours of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. He's spending $200 million to construct a big temple. He's CEO of Ford. Right? Yes.
100 people or 10 people.
కారణం ఏంటో చెప్పనమ్మా మీకు. కారణం ఏంటంటే because we are not being given this education, we are forgetting this education. People need to give us this education. Go to school, there is no Bhagavad Gita. Go to Oak Ridge School, from LKG to 12th, there is no Bhagavad Gita. So all the rich people will think they are getting spoiled. They are not understanding, why am I being born in a rich family? I have this richness, so what should I do? Moral values, all these things, we are all missing. Society is missing, schools are missing. But what you said, I also to some extent agree. Your chances of more being born into a Brahmanical family, then your continuation is more towards that path. I agree with you. But again, it's based on desires. Maybe I want to have bhakti, but I also have some attachment towards money. Then Krishna makes you be born in the rich family, so that he is giving you both. Again, he is asking you. Krishna is always at every stage, he is asking you, do you want me or not? Nenu kavala vodda. Prati roju adugutadu. Nenu kavala vodda. Prati life lo adugutadu. Nenu kavala vodda. ఏ లైఫ్ లో నువ్వు కావాలి అనుకున్నావు ఆయన వైపు వెళ్తాం. అప్పుడు వరకు ఎయిర్పోర్ట్కి వెళ్ళాల్సింది ఎటేటో తిరుగుతూ ఉంటుంది. సో దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ హ్యాపెన్స్. When you reach the perfection, which is basically when you are fully surrendered to Krishna, when he feels that you are eligible, he'll take you back and no more birth or death. Goloka Brindavana or Vaikunta is a place of no return. Vaikunta is a place of no return. After that, no birth again. End. So that is, right now we are studying all these things so that we have that goal in our mind. Prastham manaka mind lo goal e ledu. I'll just give again a rough small example. Intermediate, there are so many students who are joining MPC. How many want to get into IIT? There might be many people think, I just want to join some just next door college, somehow manage it like that thing. But there might be some people who are thinking, I want to get into IIT, I want to become a topper. So whoever want to get into IIT, whoever wanted to get into a topper, for them there is a set up proper college. For them there is a proper method to study. For them, they are going to get into that college and their life is defined in such a way. Similarly, do you want God for money? Do you want God for all your korikas? Or do you want God for your love? Finally, whichever way you want. If at one point of time, we have to, first of all, we have to make a decision in our mind. Why do we want a God? And establish that. Through this 12 sessions or through reading Bhagavad Gita and all, we are gaining that knowledge. Once we gain that knowledge, we have to put it into our heart and start practicing. Once we start practicing, he's going to support you. He's going to also test you. Are there exams in the school or directly certificate? There are exams. Unit test, half yearly, quarterly, pre-final, 1, 2, 3, final. So that's where in the last session, I made one statement. Entire life is a preparation. Death is the examination. Can you repeat this one? Entire life is a preparation. Death is an examination. So we'll talk about it. And the death topic is there, which is a little tough topic, but we'll talk about it. What is Krishna is telling about it? Any questions for the online team who are there online? Hare Krishna. Anybody have any questions here? Is that all clear? Confusing?
All clear.
Okay, Nama. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Let's continue. So again, we are just trying to go back a little bit and trying to get some more concepts clear. Whenever there is a creation, we need to start understanding there is a creator behind, right? So if you see something beautiful, one way of understanding is admiring the beauty. Higher level of understanding is Krishna made this beautiful thing, or God made this beautiful thing. Such a beautiful thing Krishna made is a next level of higher of understanding. For example, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, right, I am the taste of the water. When you drink water, your thirst is quenched. Dahan tirindi. That what is that? If I drink petrol, will it clear that one? If I drink 1 liter of thumbs up, will it quench my thirst? No. But if I take 1 glass of water, it will quench my thirst. That thirst, the quality in the water which is quenching the thirst is given by Krishna. I am that, he is telling that. So in everything we see, slowly we start connecting. Then our life is not just 15 minutes in the morning towards God. Many of us today, God means it's a schedule, 8 to 8:15. Krishna, rest of the time, forget about him. Close the altar, Close the door until next day morning. I don't want to see you. I don't want to think about you. నువ్వు నాయన అక్కడ కూర్చోను, నన్ను ఇబ్బంది పెట్టమాక, నాకు 100 పనులు ఉన్నాయి. పిల్లలు క్యారేజీలు కట్టాలి, అన్ని చూసుకోవాలి, షాపింగ్కి వెళ్ళాలి, 100 పనులు ఉన్నాయి. నన్ను మళ్ళీ రేపు పొద్దున 8 వరకు విసిగించొద్దు. సో దిస్ ఈస్ అవర్ limited understanding. But once we take step by step, we start seeing the God throughout 24/7. Anything we see, we'll start connecting it. So this knowledge is helping us to connect to the God throughout 24/7. We'll learn that one. It doesn't happen one day, right? As an LKG student, can you write an English poetry? No. After going through some years, we'll be able to write a nice English poetry. It is going to take some time. So when you see a creation, చెప్పండి, ఇంకేం అవసరం లేదమ్మా, ప్రేమే. ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ, ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ, exactly. I think that's a beautiful example you have given, Prabhaji. Like as a mother having a small child, I'll just repeat that one for the sake of everyone. So the small child, maybe the mother, the child first time going to crush for 3 hours. Mother has put the child in the crush and come back home. In next 3 hours, mother is only thinking about, is he crying? Is he missing me? That whole 3 hours, she is thinking about that boy. When she comes back, again life revolves around the boy, welcoming him, giving him bath, changing the dress, doing all kinds of things, preparing food for him, step by step, again making him sleep, making him wake up. Whole life revolves around that little boy for a mother, right? The same thing, if the angle is turned from this towards the God, that is bhakti. That is bhakti. పూజరు, కానీ పూజ రూమ్ కూడా ఉండాలి. ఎస్ బయట కూడా వెతుక్కోవాలి. పూజ రూమ్ ఈస్ హెల్పింగ్ అస్ దేర్. దట్స్ వేర్ ఐ వాస్ జస్ట్ టెల్లింగ్, గాడ్ ఈస్ నాట్ జస్ట్ 10 minutes or 15 minutes a day. For some of them 1 hour, for some of them 2 hours, for some of them 4 hours. But eventually it has to be 24/7. 24/7 doesn't mean that we will stop sleeping, will not do any work, and we have to only sit always in the puja and giving arati and make Krishna's face all the more black by giving non-stop 100 artis. No. How do we inculcate the thinking process in our mind so that we are able to see God in every situation? Seeing the hand of God. After some time, I will share with you one beautiful lecture, 1 hour, spoken by one great person in US, called Seeing the Hand of God. 1 hour, it's like you listen to that one, you will start understanding how you can see God in every situation. I'll share that in a few days. So, yeah, please. Yeah, please ask.
How to control thoughts?
Yeah.
How to control thoughts so that we think about God every time?
Actually, one thing, it's very difficult to control the thoughts. Arjuna says, I can control the wind with my arrows, but I cannot control the mind. Because an average mind gets 60,000 thoughts each day. 60,000 thoughts each day. And out of them, 90% are the same thoughts what we have got yesterday. That is the nature of the mind. So basically, for example, now we are I just try to connect. We are with the human body now. If we don't take 8 hours rest, or 9 hours, 6 hours, whatever it may be the rest, next day we cannot work. So that is the nature. Body, Krishna has given the body. So I have to eat some food, I have to take some rest, I have to take bath, I have to do these kind of things. In a similar way, that is the nature of the human body. There are some yogis in Himalayas. Without food, they can stay there for 1 year and etc. kind of thing. But our mind is again given by Krishna. That our mind nature is oscillating mind. Markata. Like compared Shastras, compare mind to the monkey, jumping from one branch to the other branch to other branch to other branch. Edi alochichadante adi alochistund mind. But what Krishna says is, take it for granted. In maths, they say, no, keep that as constant. They say, right, in maths, they said, keep that as constant. Keep it for granted. Still, whatever you want, you do it. Still continue towards you. Okay, you are trying to do the japa, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Thoughts coming, that's fine. Let it keep coming. But you keep doing your work. You keep doing your work. Once more love happens, more this happens, thoughts start subsiding down a little bit by little bit, and help you to get more connected towards God. It is going to help you. I'm telling you, a teacher wants every student to pass, right? Is there any teacher who wants some people to fail in her class? She might be favoring some students, first bench students, they're very good like that. But she wants every student in the class to pass, right? So here, Krishna is also like that. He wants all of us to pass the exam. He wants all of us to pass the exam. Whoever is studying well, he will send study material. He will give you guide. He will give you YouTube videos. He will give you everything so that you stay focused and you get closer to him. So thoughts will keep coming, but we have to just keep ignoring them and keep doing our sadhana, bhakti sadhana, whatever sadhana we are trying to do. We will talk about, next session is on 14th. I really want everybody to be in person. Please come. We will talk about one of the important element of sadhana is nama japa. I know many of you know, but nevertheless, I just want to talk about why is it very important in Kali Yuga to do the nama japa. And we will talk about it. Hare Krishna, please come. So when you see a very big creation, we need to start thinking who is the creator behind it. You go to Google and search, especially, I know we don't have a lot of, in the sense like today's modern IT people, many of them who keep fighting for every kind of logical thing. They think everything is formed on its own. Just don't say God. It is all nature. Everything formed on its own. How can everything gets formed on its own? If there is a computer here, there's somebody has designed this one, right? If there is a screen, somebody has manufactured this one, right? Right? There is a prasadam today night. That prasadam did not come on its own, right? My wife has prepared it. So there is somebody, any step we do, there is a creator behind. So some people say that it all happened naturally. It's a illogical statement, right? So did the solar system model get created by itself or Newton created it? Solar system was there. It's created by God. Actually, actually scientists are supposed to be more towards God, to be honest with you, because they start studying, like doctors understand the whole human body, how complicated is it, how it is going to work and kind of things. So it should connect them more towards God. When they see the whole human body, how did God make this body? How did he create kidney to do like this? How did he create these eyes? Like the scientists also, after studying the whole, this one, they should think more connected to God. But unfortunately, they are not getting connected. That's their sad story. But if you see the whole, can I keep these two things like this in the air for 10 minutes on their own? But how are the 12 planets staying there without falling? Big planets. They are not this small. How are the planets staying like that? They are going in that orbit, oscillating. They are not hitting each other, all kinds of things. Who is behind all these things? It don't happen on its own, right? Anything does not happen on its own. See the human eye. What is the maximum megapixel in your phone, sir? Srinivas garu? 20 megapixel, 30 megapixel. Krishna has given 576 megapixel in our eye. 576 megapixel is in our eye. That much big camera he has put it here. Think about our brain, how much it can store. All what you can think, the biggest scientists are also using 2.5% of the brain. So how much brain we have? We are right now, many of us average-minded people, like me, I'm using maybe 0.5% of the brain given by Krishna. Scientists are using 2.5% brain. Still 97.5% is unused. So imagine every of this creation you start seeing, we should get puzzled. Bhagavantudu Srishtilo incha anda unda. Right? So this is a little funny. See the mosquitoes. Have you seen mosquitoes going around you, especially when you are walking in the evening, standing there? There will be 100 mosquitoes around your head, as if they are targeting you. Will they bump into each other? Did you see any mosquito? They are all flying so fast. Or you see bats flying, you see insects flying. Sometimes 1,000 insects are flying in the evening like that. But do you see bashing each other, falling down? It's amazing how they all don't hit each other. When there are, in the little space, there are 100 mosquitoes are flying, they don't hit each other, they don't fall down. Why is it happening? Who is behind all these things? So now you are able to connect every small little thing we see, we can start admiring God. Krishna, because of your wonderful creation, it is like this. You see a beautiful flower, we start thinking, what a beautiful creation. Other day, I think Karunasri Gar has got this Brahma Kamala flower she has given. So beautiful. We immediately offered it to the Lord. So any creation we start seeing, we should start thinking who is the creator behind. Then our love for God develops. Yeah, please.
Go back to that.
Yeah, yeah.
Exam.
Hmm.
But the best hospital exam is on the same side. The doctors in Hyderabad.
Yeah.
Doctors, they say, for any operation, say, no working. Driver best, but that depends on God.
Great. That is great.
And second, chairman of the temple before every launch, 1 day before.
Correct, correct. I know.
So that they are also.
No, they are also great people. No denial on that one. We are talking about certain negative aspects because they are becoming more and more prevalent now. More and more prevalent, more scientists, more. The problem what is happening is, if I can make this statement, if we can accept it, if our education is taking us away from God, that education is waste. I know it is little strong statement, but just understand it. మన చదువు మన భగవంతుడి దూరం తీసుకెళ్తుందంటే ఆ చదువు దండగా. అంటే ఆ చదువు దండగా అంటే మేబీ ఉద్యోగం వస్తుంది, డబ్బులు వస్తున్నాయి, బట్ జీవితానికి పనికి రావట్లా చదువు, మెయిన్ దానికి పనికి రావట్లా. సో ఎనీథింగ్ వి లర్న్, ఇట్ షుడ్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవర్ థింగ్ మోర్ అండ్ మోర్. But what's happening is the most educated people are becoming atheists now. The most educated people are going away from God. Because of applying too much of the independence and logic given by God, seeing all that logic and applying everything and just trying to see everything else, this is not God, it is me. That's what is the challenge. But there are great people who are thinking that it is not me, it is God. There are great doctors like that. But there are also doctors who think it is me. There are also scientists who think there's no God. You go to Google and search and kind of things, especially modern world like America and all. But nowadays I'm thinking it need not be America. I'm seeing in Hyderabad. I'm seeing in our own apartments. Sometimes I discuss with some people. They say you are wasting my time talking about God. There are some people who said to me that you are wasting your life, you are wasting my time, your time talking about God. Let's sit and talk about politics, cricket, anything except God. Next time you want to talk about God, I don't want to see your face. One person said to me. Because there are so many kinds of things. Again, another topic, which is little controversial, but I thought I'll talk about it. Humanitarianism is higher than God. పూజ చేస్తే ఏమొస్తుందండి? 10 మందికి అన్నం పెడితే వస్తుంది. ఆర్ యూ హియరింగ్ దిస్ వన్? మానవ సేవే మాధవ సేవ. ఒప్పుకుంటారా మీరందరూ? నేను ఒప్పుకోను. మాధవ సేవ మానవ సేవ. ఐ విల్ చేంజ్ ఇట్. So some people say, I don't want to worship God, but at the same time, I don't mind feeding 1 lakh people. But who is giving money for you to feed that 1 lakh people? Who has created rice? Who is giving rains? How is rice coming into your home? Who has given you intelligence so that you can earn that 1 crore rupees so that you can feed 1 lakh people? We are not thinking all those things. We just say, I waste of money in God, but I will feed poor people. This is I'm seeing very commonly happening with many people. They are not understanding that all that what they have is being given by God. They are not understanding that one. For example, I don't know how many of you hearing this one. ఎందుకంటే పాలన్నీ తీసుకెళ్లి శివుడి మీద పోసి టైం వేస్ట్ చేస్తారు? ఎంతమంది గుడి బయట అడుక్కునే వాళ్ళు ఉన్నారు, వాళ్ళకి ఇవ్వచ్చు కదండి పాలు. Why are you wasting honey, milk, sugar, all these things on God? Why don't you give it to poor people? This is the biggest argument by educated people, not uneducated people. Sometimes uneducated people are great. They accept it with folded hands. I must tell you, Palletoor vallu ilanti varu, they are simple-hearted people. They accept many things. The more we study, we are going away from God. So, have you seen any of these arguments? Abhishekam waste ani? Okay? Yeah. Okay. We started on that.
Many Satya garu.
Many
Chala
people.
chusa.
So many people say that when you are wasting milk on God, instead of that one, you feed a poor people, at least one belly is filled with milk and her mother will be happy. These are the beautiful statements they are making. But the same person, I'll ask that person, whoever is asked, you are wasting 100 rupees on Shiva, give it to the beggar. But the same person will buy 5,000 rupees Nike shoe. The same person will go to Westin Hotel and have 7,000 rupees buffet. Why is he having 7,000 rupees buffet? Why can't he feed the poor people? You want to apply all this nonsense logic only for God. For your sake means you will not apply that logic. No? భగవంతుడికి ఇచ్చే బదులు వాళ్ళకి ఇవ్వచ్చు, వీళ్ళకి ఇవ్వచ్చు. ఎందుకండి పూజకి డబ్బులు వేస్ట్ చేస్తారు? పూలు ఎందుకండి? వై డూ యూ నీడ్ టు డెకరేట్ ద టెంపుల్ అండి? ఫర్ యువర్ డాటర్స్ బర్త్డే యూ వాంట్ టు స్పెండ్ 1 lakh ఆన్ ద బ్యాక్ డ్రాప్. ఫర్ గాడ్స్ బర్త్డే ఆర్ సంథింగ్ యూ డోంట్ వాంట్ టు పుట్ ఈవెన్ 2000 rupees flowers. You feel that is waste of money. But for your son's birthday you are spending 1 lakh. Is that not waste of money? So you keep doing whatever you want, all these nastikavadas, you keep doing whatever you want, you're spending money. But the moment you start thinking about spending money for God, a little bit, you start applying beautiful logic, humanitarianism. Suddenly everybody will become Mother Teresa. Everybody, whoever is making that statement is becoming Mother Teresa. So next time anybody challenges you on Abhishekam, you tell him. So I'll give you one real example. So let's say Srinivas Garu, you are coming back home. Let's say your daughter likes dairy milk. You are coming back from office. You bring dairy milk because your daughter likes, and you have given that dairy milk to your daughter. So she has taken the dairy milk and she has, thank you Nana, and she had made small piece. She has cut it and put it in your mouth. How happy you will feel? Will you think, Nenichan dairy milk naaku mokkeste enni goppa? Will we say that one, I got the dairy milk, I gave you, you are giving me small piece. What is so great about it? You will feel top of depth. Suddenly, my little daughter came to me and she gave the dairy milk, she put it in my mouth. Next day, you go to office and tell 10 friends, Nena mamma ande chinna dairy milk naaku ichindandi. You tell it 10 times. God is also like that one. Tell me, is there anything what he has not created? Can you go and offer him? Tell me one item which is not created by him and you are offering him in the puja room. Bananas you offer. Have you created bananas? Have I created? Is there any item? Let's say you are preparing chakkar pongal, rice, who has given? Sugar, who has given? Ghee, who has given? Ghee is coming from milk of the cow. Who has given that one? So what is that we are owning in that one? He's created everything. We take a small bit and give it to him. He's so happy. Krishna is saying, I'm very happy that so and so has given me today chakkar pongal. But he is not thinking that నీ గొప్ప ఏంటి, అన్ని నేను ఇచ్చిన దాంట్లో నువ్వు కలిపి నువ్వు నాకు కుక్ చేసి ఇచ్చి, వాట్ ఈస్ సో గ్రేట్ అబౌట్ ఇట్? సో దిస్ ఈస్ వేర్ వీ స్టార్ట్ సీయింగ్ ద డిఫరెన్స్ బిట్వీన్ హౌ గాడ్ సీస్ us versus how we see the kind of a God. Are you able to connect and understand? Is that helpful? Okay, let's continue further. So Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, I am the creator. He made it crystal clear. If there is any doubt, he has made it crystal clear in Bhagavad Gita 10.8. There is a reference. Chapter 10, Sloka 8. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matta bhajante mam bhudabhava samanvita. So he is saying that I am the source of all spiritual and material words. ఆధ్యాత్మిక ప్రపంచం, భౌతిక ప్రపంచం నేను సృష్టించాను. ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఎమనేట్స్ ఫ్రమ్ మీ, నాలో నుంచే వస్తున్నాయి. ద వైస్ హూ పర్ఫెక్ట్లీ నో దిస్ ఎంగేజ్ ఇన్ మై డివోషనల్ సర్వీస్ అండ్ వర్షిప్ మీ విత్ ఆల్ ద హార్ట్స్. ఇఫ్ దెర్ ఇస్ ఎనీ డౌట్ హూ ఇస్ ద క్రియేటర్, refer 10.8. He is saying, I am the creator. He is making crystal clear. The whole spiritual world, material world, everything is getting created from me. So, whoever is intelligent accepts that you are the creator, will immediately stop doing nonsense and start becoming his devotee. Devotional service. So, actually, Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya, did not define bhakti as devotion. He has defined bhakti as devotional service. సర్వీస్ అంటే సేవ లేకుండా ఒక్క భక్తి ఇస్ నాట్ భక్తి. నాకు భక్తి ఉంది, నమస్కారం కృష్ణ ఇక్కడి నుంచి, దట్స్ ఇట్ కదా. సేవ, నా కోసం ఒక మాల కట్టు, నా కోసం ఒక ప్రేమతో ఒక వంట చేసి పెట్టు, నా కోసం అది చెయ్యి, ఇది చెయ్యి. వాట్ ఎవర్ యు ఆర్ డూయింగ్ ఫర్ హిమ్ ఈజ్ ఆల్ భక్తి. ఇట్స్ నాట్ ఓన్లీ చాంటింగ్ హిజ్ నేమ్ ఈజ్ భక్తి. యు ఆర్ ప్రిపేరింగ్ ప్రసాదం. Let's say it takes 1.5 hours inside in the kitchen for the lady to prepare the prasadam. In that 1.5 hours, if you are preparing with that consciousness, I am making this for Krishna. I want to make sure that it's the best milk. I want to make sure that it's the best sugar. I want to make sure it's the best ghee. I don't want aira gaira ghee. I want to put the best ghee. I want to do best. I want to cook for that one. And finally, I want to offer it to Krishna. Then that 1.5 hour preparation of chakkar pongal is also bhakti. Sitting there and offering is also bhakti. Can you connect? Does it feel logical? or dramatic, logical, right? So Krishna is saying, I am the creator. So this is again a different topic which has come. I don't know how many of you study about Big Bang Theory. Anybody study about Big Bang Theory? So people say that nature has come on its own, everything is created on its own. They're wasting millions of dollars. When Krishna is saying 10.8, I have created, people are trying to find out how the creation has happened. So we were by Krishna's mercy, we were in Switzerland for 6 years. So 4 years, sorry. So I went to CERN, the office where the Big Bang Theory is studied. So I went to CERN and I had met them and met some scientists. At that time, I don't have this knowledge. Now I feel like I want to tell them, please refer this chapter, don't waste millions of dollars. Please refer Bhagavad Gita Canto 2. In Bhagavad Gita, there are 12 cantos, 12 skandal. Bhagavatam has got 12 cantos. Second canto talks about creation, how the entire creation happens, universe happened, everything is created very well. Why do you need to wait millions of dollars? Buy that book for 1,000 rupees, sincerely open and read it. Everything is explained there. Do you want to accept that or not? Chepama. No, Goloka chart is not in the specifically of the Canto 2. But there are glimpses of that one. It is also explained in Brahma Samhita. Brahma Samhita, it's also explained. Okay. Science also is based on so many principles which we don't see, but we believe science. But when it comes to God, because we don't, భగవంతుడు ఉంటే నా ముందు వచ్చి కనపడమనండి, ఉంటే నేను నమ్ముతా, లేకపోతే లేదు. Some people argue like this. అంటే ఆయనకి పని లేదా, నువ్వు ఎప్పుడు కావాలంటే అప్పుడు వచ్చి నీ ముందు కూర్చొని నేనున్నాను, శంఖ చక్ర గదా పద్మంతో వచ్చి నేనున్నాను, టిక్ పెట్టుకో అంటానికి, ఆయనకి పని లేదా? So some people say that one, I will believe only what I see. We'll talk about it in the next session. Very important. Do we only believe what we see, or is there anything beyond what we can see? Is there anything beyond what we can hear? We'll try to understand in the next session. So just continuing, law implies lawmaker, right? When there is a law, that means it's understood that there is a lawmaker. For example, you see the traffic, whole traffic is puzzled if there is no control. If there is a good control, every traffic is going okay. So that means very clearly, we cannot say the entire Hyderabad traffic system is going on its own. We know that there is a traffic control department. So anyway, we'll continue. So basically, all these are trying to prove that there is a creator and there is a lawmaker. Now, this is another small topic connected to this one is, we are ignoring the laws of nature. So, mana shariram maartane untadi. Were we like this before? Were you like this 10 years back, 20 years back? We'll keep changing. But we are subtly ignoring this fact that there is a small baby becoming a little toddler, then becoming this one, becoming a school-going state, then getting married, then having children, getting old, and finally they are also finally becoming old and they're dying. We are just ignoring this aspect of changes happening in the society, and we are living. Ante manu danni grahinchakledu marpuni, laws of nature. Dehinosmin yada dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara tatra namuhyati. So Krishna is saying dehinosmin yada dehe. So this soul is moving from one body to another body like a cycle it is moving, but we are not observing this one. We see so many people dying in front of us, but we will think that we are going to live for 2 million years. That is a maya, mana maya. We'll think like that nothing is going to happen to me. We'll think that we'll be there here only forever. So this is what, so we are all preparing for this life, right? I'm sure all of us are making retirement planning, right? Especially whoever is still young or whoever is already reached the retirement stage, they would have. So throughout the life, we are working towards retirement planning. Right after 60, after I retire, I need to take care. Some money is required. I need a house to live. I need this. If some health problem happens, I need to have some fixed deposits. So we are all investing towards last part of this life. But we are not investing anything in the eternal bank. Our money is all in ICICI Bank, Andhra Bank, HDFC Bank. But we are not putting any money in Krishna's bank. Are we putting money in Krishna's bank? So this is a question Krishna is asking. Are you putting any money in my bank? I will give you in the next life. In the last year, you made 1 lakh Nama Japa. Take it from here. Continue. Oh, in this life, you reached 4 lakhs Nama Japa. Take it. Continue. So Krishna is asking, put in my bank. You are always putting in these banks. What are you putting in my bank? Which the bank will be internal bank. So, yeah, last section, I think. There is a big debate about is God a person or not. Some people argue. భగవంతుడికి రూపం ఉంది అనగానే రూపం లేదు నామం లేదు అని ఆర్గ్యూ చేస్తుంటారు కొంతమంది. గాడ్ ఈస్ జస్ట్ సమ్ కనిపించని ఇదండి, గాలి అదండి ఇదండి అని పీపుల్స్ ట్రై టు ఆర్గ్యూ దట్ వన్. బట్ కృష్ణ ఈస్ సెయింగ్ ఐఎమ్ ఎ పర్సన్. Of course, he also has hands, legs and all, but they are different. They are not going to become old. Krishna's body is Nitya Chaitanyam, ever youthful. Millions and millions and millions of years also, his body is the same like that one. Our body, will it be like that one? After 10, 20 years, you may not find me here. There will be a picture somewhere in the house. But Krishna's body is continuing ever youthful. He is always Nitya Yavanam. So that is something which you have to understand. God is a person. I will just talk about, anybody has questions if whether God is a person or God is not a person? Anybody is doubtful about it? I want to talk about this topic, otherwise I want to move on. Anybody has a doubt? Is God a person? Okay, there's no doubt. So let's move quickly on that one. So a lot of people also have these questions, like when we see that one, how can this little boy can be the Lord who is Sarva Karana Karanam? Because మన మైండ్లో లిమిటెడ్గా ఉంటుంది. ఒక 4 ఏళ్ల పిల్లోడు, ఒక 5 ఏళ్ల పిల్లోడు, how can he be the Sarva Karana Karanam? Right? When you see Krishna stories, they are very puzzling. When Yashoda is trying to run behind him, he is crying and he starts running. Suddenly you think, is he God? Is he the one? All the universes are coming from his body. Is he the one who is Sarva Karana Karanam? When his mother is coming behind him, he is running. ఆయన మన మాయలో పెడుతూ ఉంటాడు. ఆయన ఎంత మాయలో పెడతాడంటే we start seeing him as a normal person. And so many people say that ఆ కృష్ణుడు చచ్చిపోయాడు తెలుసా అండి, బోయవాడు బాణం వేసి కొట్టాడు, కృష్ణుడు చచ్చిపోయాడు అని అంటారు. అది ఎంత తప్పో తెలుసా? How can God die? If he is dying, why is he a God? If he has death, how can he be a God? Then what is the difference between me and us? That's why we don't say Krishnashtami as Krishna's birthday. We say Krishna's appearance day. When great people leave, we say disappearance day. Krishna has disappeared from this planet. He has disappeared. ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇంకా ఆయన మాయమైపోయి వెళ్ళిపోయాడు, అంతేగాని చనిపోలేదు. A lot of people, I get so many WhatsApp forwards. బోయవాడు కొట్టేశాడు, కృష్ణుడు చచ్చిపోయాడు. I had a wonderful debate with one of our relative. He was telling Krishna was shot dead. He was arguing with me. Krishna also, he has taken the body here on the earth when he has come. Because he has taken the body, he has to die. He will also have old age. He will also have all kinds of problems. If he is having all kinds of problems, he is not a God. I will not, if Krishna has all kinds of bodily problems, I don't need to worship him from tomorrow. I will change the party. I will change my flag from yellow color to orange color or something like that. We'll change the flag. So why am I saying all these things? For us to start understanding that God is not like an ordinary human being. So actually there is one sloka in Bhagavad Gita where he says, people think, Moodas think me that I'm like I'm an ordinary human being. Fools think that I'm an ordinary human being when I take birth in the earth. When I take birth here, when I come here, people think I'm ordinary. Such people are fools. That's what Krishna says. So whether he is like a little boy who is like crying or stealing butter or running around doing anything, he is still Supreme Lord. Right? He is still Supreme Lord. No doubt about it. No questions on that one. We'll understand it more about it. Yeah. So Krishna is telling in 9:10, Maya Jakshena Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam Ketunanena Kaunteya Jagat Vipari Vartate. You know, so many slokas. Wonderful. So Krishna is saying in 9:10, E Prakriti Na Adhinanlo undi. Maya Jakshena Prakriti. In nature, whatever is the nature we are living, all the things, he is telling this Prakriti is in my control. Prakriti is controlled by Durga. Durga is controlled by Krishna. Krishna is saying, it is under my control. That's an important element for us to note. We are trying to understand all these things so that we start knowing how great is God. Because once we know how great is God, we'll start developing love towards him. Love can happen naturally by knowing one person is great, or it can happen naturally. Unfortunately, we are not in a situation to develop the natural love for Krishna. So we try to understand how great is God, then we start falling in love with him. If without knowing anything also natural love happens, we are the most fortunate people. But we are trying to understand more about him so that we develop that love for him. Then Krishna 3.27, he said, Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karma sharvasha ahankara vimudatma karta hammiti manyate. So what is he telling? Under the influence of three modes of material nature, this is one of the topic. Three modes of material nature ante sattva rajas tamo gunalu gurinchi manam maatladukuntam. So Krishna is telling, ఈ సత్వరజస్తమో గుణాల ఇన్ఫ్లుయెన్స్ మూలాన అన్నిటికీ నేనే కారణం అని మనిషి అనుకుంటున్నాడు. వీఆర్ థింకింగ్ దట్ ఎనీథింగ్ విచ్ ఇస్ హ్యాపెనింగ్ గ్రేట్, ఇట్స్ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ మీ. ఐఎమ్ ఎర్నింగ్ మనీ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ మై టాలెంట్. ఐ హ్యావ్ దిస్ నైస్ బ్యూటిఫుల్ 3-bedroom అపార్ట్మెంట్ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ మై టాలెంట్, రైట్? I have this one, I have that, I have this, everything we are thinking it's my talent. We are all thinking that I am the reason. So Krishna is saying very clearly, Vimudatma, Modatma, Moda means fool. Whoever is fool is thinking that he is the reason. But whoever is intelligent will start understanding that God is behind all these things, not just we are not the reason. So we are getting into the last leg, which is the I think we'll go straight into the definition of God. So Krishna is saying that don't declare anybody as God. Let's not declare anybody as God. See, today we use the word Bhagavan very loosely. Bhagavan means, Bhaga means opulence, Van means the person who has it. God has 6 opulences fully there. So only the person who is the supreme controller can be called as Bhagavan. But we generally call any person as Bhagavan without knowingly properly. Some saint who has a nice beard, we call him Bhagavan. Just because he has a beard or saffron or kind of thing, Krishna is telling, don't declare anybody as Bhagavan. Especially, we are, sorry to say this one, we are getting carried away. Suddenly we see some kind of a person and we start following. We spoke some time back. So there are some not so good people, negative people who are trying to influence, and then our life is getting wasted. So without having proper understanding, we are accepting anybody as God. If there is again any devotee of this person, please forgive me. There is one family in Tamil Nadu. They have created that they are Bhagavan. Have you heard his name? Kalki Bhagavan? Heard his name? Anybody who are his devotees,
Yes.
please don't get me wrong. He has created himself that I am God, and his wife, I am goddess. They've created that they are God. And that lady will not wear anything less than 50,000 rupees pattu saree. Lowest saree cost will be 50,000 rupees. So sorry, please don't mistake me if anybody has. I'm just telling like that there are many people who are saying that I am God, follow me. And we are just trying to follow them, and whole life is getting wasted. We are talking from that perspective that life should not be wasted. And if we know Shastra, then we will start analyzing. If somebody says I am God, we'll start analyzing, is he really God or not? Can you lift Govardhana hill for 7 days and 7 nights? Show me. Can you lift? Then I will accept that you are a God. So if some Tom, Dick and Harry suddenly comes and I am say I am God, please don't accept. That's what Shastra is telling. I'm not telling anything. I'm not against any of those personalities whom we are speaking. So Krishna is saying here, first definition of God is he is source of everything. Sarva Karana Karana, everything coming from him. So there is a sloka in Srimad Bhagavad, in Brahma Samhita. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. So Krishna, who is Govinda, Supreme Lord, he is origin of everything. He is Sarva Karana Karanam. Everything is coming from him. That is one definition. So whenever you want to accept anybody as God, please ask this question. Are you Sarva Karana Karanam? Have you created all the universes? All these universes are created by you? Yes. Okay, I will accept you as God. Is everything happening in this world is because of you? I will accept you as God. So if some ex-person will come and say I am God, first, this is first test, right? Second test, right? ఆయన ఒక గుండాయిని వస్తాడు కదా, గోల్డ్ షాప్. వాట్ ఈస్ ఈ సే? డబ్బులు ఊరికే రావు. Double the Bangaram Jagrataga Chusikonandi, don't buy here and there like that. No, he's telling, please apply proper test. Please apply whether it's right gold or not. Please apply it's right diamond or not. Like that, for God also there are tests. Shastra is giving a test. He is supreme controller of everything. Okay, for example, India. Narendra Modi is able to control entire India. Can I consider him as a God? He's a great soul, but I'm just telling. Just because he's able to control whole India, can I call him as a God? US president, who is not only controlling US, he's controlling many countries. Can I call him as a God? Because he's a super control? No. Krishna is controller of everything. So if one person says, I am God, please check whether he is able to control everything. Can he stop the sun? Can he control the clouds? Can he control the wind? Can he control anything? Yeah, that's it. So there is a joke here. I am the boss and my wife gives me permission to say so. So long wife gives permission, I am the boss. The moment she takes away permission, I am lost. That is gone. So, supreme controller. Next definition, supreme proprietor of everything. Who is the ultimate proprietor? Bhoktaram yajna tapasam. Everything belongs to Krishna. The properties, what we have, money, property, we have land, all this. See, actually there is it seems God and Devatas laugh, it seems, whenever we say this 200 square yards is mine. This is mine. It seems God laughs. Acha, Nida. Okay. This 200 square yards is mine. This 1 acre is mine. This land is mine. When we keep saying is, I know it's very difficult for us to get out of it, but when we say it seems God laughs. Oh, Nida. Okay. So it seems he laughs, it seems. So there are so many examples, like government position. For example, Chief Minister of Telangana. When he's in that position, he's the Chief Minister. If he leaves that position, he cannot control. IAS officer of a district. When he's in the control, he's in the control. Once he's retired, next day morning, his car driver also will not say good morning, sir. But Krishna is proprietor of everything. Next, he's enjoyer of everything. Last bit, he's enjoyer of everything. What does enjoyer of everything means? Basically, for example, there is some nice Gokul chat in Old City. There is Gokul chat. How many of you had chat there? No. Okay. You had Gokul chat. So from morning till evening, a lot of people will be working hard to clean, to make and all. Evening, one proprietor will come, take all the money in his car and go. He'll count the final cash, take and go. Who is the enjoyer there? Is all the Panipuri wala, or is the finally the guy who is coming in the car and collecting the cash and putting and going? So Krishna is like that one. He is the enjoyer of everything. So this is actually a very difficult topic. We'll start understanding this step by step. Finally, everything what we are trying to do is to please Krishna. When we are trying to do anything is for his satisfaction. If you are doing for your satisfaction, anything if you are doing for our own satisfaction, that is not bhakti. Anything you do for Krishna's satisfaction, that is bhakti. For example, a temple is being constructed. I raise funds for the temple. That is bhakti. Because you are trying to work for Krishna. Daytime I am working in an office, nighttime I am working in another office so that I will increase my salary. I am working for myself. I am not pleasing Krishna there. But I am doing that double duty so that I can do something for Krishna, then that becomes bhakti. That's what Shastra is telling here. So he is the supreme enjoyer of everything. He is the creator, maintenance, destroyer. So actually there is one, we will talk about it later in the next session. So the proof of enjoyer, who is the ultimate enjoyer? Bhoktaram yajna tapasam. That means he should be proprietor. Only a proprietor can enjoy, right? The Panipuri wala cannot enjoy. And the proof of proprietor means he has to be a controller. He knows when to open the shop, what to do, when to put anybody, when to remove anybody. Then proof of controller means he is the person who is creator. And proof of creator means he is the cause of all causes. This is the logical understanding of the definition of God. Please apply this principle. If anybody says, I am God, I am Bhagavan, whoever it may be, let's not take any names, not to hurt anybody. If anybody says, I am Bhagavan, please apply these 4 principles. Are you the supreme proprietor? Are you the supreme controller? Are you the supreme creator? Are you the cause of all causes? If anybody fulfills these 4 characteristics, he is God. whether it's Krishna or X or Y or Z. Whoever fills this criteria, they're God. So Srila Prabhupada, founder Acharya, says, anybody who is claiming all these things without this, if he is considering himself as God, actually he is not God, he is reverse. Devoji. If somebody says, I am all these four without really doing all this one, if somebody says I am the God. See, why are we talking about this topic? This is not to hurt anybody's sentiments or anything, because we are trying to improve our knowledge. I'll tell you one thing, very interesting aspect. The tendency to love God is already there, inherent in our heart. So we see any saintly person or any person, we might start developing, expressing our love towards them, dedicating our life. Because loving is the natural feeling in the heart. అది భగవంతుడు మన మనసులో పెట్టాడు. అందుకని ఎనీ భగవంతుడు లాగా అనిపించిన ఎవరిదైనా మన మనసు తిరిగిపోయి మన లైఫ్ వాళ్ళకి డెడికేట్ చేసేస్తుంటాం. So that's why Krishna is telling you need to understand what is the definition of God. Shastras is telling, so that this problem is not there in the previous yugas. This problem is there in the Kali Yuga now, because every street there is one new Bhagavan who is taking birth. I am Bhagavan. I am creator of everything. Touch my feet, 50,001 rupees only. Come to take my darshan, 1 lakh only. So a lot of people are trying to create this one. That's why we are trying to understand what is the right definition of God, so that we are very careful. We don't fall into a trap of a wrong person. These are just jokes. Asking if anybody says you are a God, ask them to show, like, can you please lift Govardhana hill? Or can you recite all the 18,000 slokas from Bhagavad Gita? Can you please tell? So like that, there are jokes. Or there is as good as a simple joke, like, no, drink 10 liters of water and don't go to bathroom. Small joke. If somebody says I am God, give him 10 liters of water, don't go to bathroom for next 6 hours, stop him. If he cannot even control his urinary bladder, what he can control the whole world. So these are like something little on a lighter note for us to understand. I know we have been seriously talking about this topic. So this is today's summary. Thank you all very much for your patience, attendance to understand. So what did we discuss today? What is one thing which you felt connected? Anything you felt connected, eye-opening? Who is God? Definition of God. Anything else? You felt like, wow, I learned something new. Bhagavantudu tell, how do we try to connect 24/7, not just 10 minutes or 15 minutes? That's something. Any other points which touched your mind, touched your heart, or you felt something nice you learned?
There is love totally towards God, everything comes to us.
Perfect. Very nice.
But totally, I mean, మనం అర్పించుకుంటే ఆల్మోస్ట్ దేవుడు మనకు అన్ని ఇస్తాడు.
Yeah, he's
So today, what we are, we have to realize that because of God.
correct. నేనే అనుకుంటే అక్కడ భగవంతుడు లేడు. నేను ఉన్న చోట దేవుడు లేడు, దేవుడు ఉన్న చోట నేను లేదు. I know it is, yeah, it is a very philosophical topic, but we can apply from common sense. నేను అన్న చోట భగవంతుడు లేడు, ఆయన అన్న చోట నేను లేను. ఆయనే అంతా చేస్తున్నప్పుడు నేనేంటి, నేనే అంతా చేస్తున్నప్పుడు నేను ఐఎమ్ టేకింగ్ లీవ్, ఇట్స్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ యూ అని ఆయన పక్కకి వెళ్ళిపోతారు. So this is a very simple thing for us to reflect in mind. Anything you liked it today? I forgot. What's your name, Bujji? Sri Dhanvi. Anything you liked today? Anything what you heard?
What you say when people say I am God.
Okay, good, excellent. Now you'll not be misguided. Now you are going to go, because especially this knowledge is required, because that's why I posted in our message also saying that if you have teenage children, young children, bring them. I know people think that philosophy, Bhagavad Gita, uddantaru gani, but they are the people, they also need this knowledge more, so that they are not misguided, because they're going for an education, they go to US, they go to study somewhere, suddenly they'll fall into some trap and waste their life. So like that. So any questions? We don't question. Correct. Yeah. If God says I am this one, we'll question him. But if we do something, we don't question, we accept it. Very, very valid point. Next week. Directly we'll go to the point. Which Bhagavad Gita we should read? And I am bringing some Bhagavad Gitas into our home. And next week I want to give it to all of you in your hand. Next week, please come home. We will talk about why believe in scriptures, and we'll also talk about what is the most important thing in Kali Yuga, Nama Sankirtana. Why is it very important? Not blindly. Satya eppudu sataristuntadu Nama Sankirtana. Enduku Nama Sankirtana goppadi? Ye shastranlo rasuddi? We'll refer Bhagavad Gita, we'll refer Bhagavatam, we'll refer Burhad Naradiya Puranam, we'll refer Kalisantarana Upanishad, we'll refer 10 books which are saying why Nama Sankirtana is very important in Kali Yuga. We'll refer all these books, then we'll get convinced. Until then, you accept it like a theory. After next Saturday evening, 8:30 p.m., you can say, I am agreeing to you because so many scriptures are saying Nama Sankirtana is highest. So we'll talk about the Bhagavad Gita and also which Bhagavad Gita to follow. And probably some of you have these questions. What is the difference between Gita and Bhagavatam? I'll spend 5 minutes to explain that also at a high level. Some of you know that one. Any questions on the online team here? Who are here?
Namaste, Prabhuji.
Cheppandi.
అది మీరు డైరీ మిల్క్ చాక్లెట్ గురించి చెప్పారు, ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇచ్చారు కదా, చాలా బాగుంది, చాలా నచ్చింది అది.
Okay, good. Hare Krishna. Anything else? Anybody have any realizations, reflections, or any questions?
One thing I revisited and I recalled was like when you said we can do bhakti any way we want. Like for example, we can offer a flower or anything that we can afford. And similarly, I recall the story I had read somewhere. Arjuna is the dearest friend to Lord Krishna because anywhere he had seen some beautiful flower, and immediately, it was far and he could not, reach that at that moment. But he offered it to Lord Krishna in his mind. He just said Krishna Arpanamastu and he offered it to Lord Krishna. So we can do it anyhow we want.
Yes. Next
And
time,
he's the he's the causes of all causes is one thing which I liked. And I would like to recite that shloka again.
Okay.
Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadi Radhi Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam.
Very beautiful. Next.
Sri Krishna Bhagwan Samasta Karano ke Karan Adi Purush Govind hai.
Wonderful. Next time you go to Gudibalkapur market, you see all the flowers, you can immediately offer it to Krishna within 1 second. Krishna, all these tons of flowers are for you only. I'm sure you cannot bring 100 kilos of flowers and offer, no? But in Gudibalkapur market, you can offer within 1 second. Sarvam etat phalam Krishna arpanamastu. Etat flowers Krishna arpanamastu, we can say that one, right? So I'm glad at least there are some few points we learned today so that we can start practical applying. I know it's a little late today. I was supposed to stop at 8:10, but we went a little longer. So any questions or we stop? Okay. ఇప్పుడు అర్థమైందా? She is my sister. She is my second sister. She has come from Vijayawada to meet my father, to see my father. So I'm glad she is here. Okay. Thank you all. Hare Krishna. Let's continue doing the next sessions as well. Please try to prioritize your Saturday evening. I request you to come because this knowledge is very, very important. Not because of I'm saying something, not for my own thing. It's for all our benefit. By telling you, I am also learning. When you ask some questions, I also learn. So this is a process of exchange. This is a process of reciprocation and a process of expression of gratitude towards Krishna. Because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, whoever gives this knowledge to people are dear to me. Anybody who shares Bhagavad Gita to others are dear to Krishna. So I also have my selfish reason. So Krishna, I will try to, Krishna will see me one day because this boy is trying to do this, not this boy, this old man is trying to do something for preaching Bhagavad Gita. So that's my interest to connect to Krishna through this process. Thank you. Hare Krishna. I'll request my daughter if she can sing the Narsingh Arati. I think, yeah, come. Both of you come. Please sing. Huh? It's okay. Come sit quickly. Yeah, hold it. Then both of you hold it and sing. You don't have lyrics. I forgot to put. I'll put next week. So we'll try to follow. Maybe sing step by step. They'll try to repeat.
Screen me.
Okay. Just yeah. I'll put it on the screen. I'll search in it. Let me put it on the screen. Okay, let's continue. Yeah.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Praladadayine.
Praladadayine.
Hiranyakashipurvakshaha.
Hiranyakashipurvakshaha.
Shilatankanakalaye.
Shilatankanakalaye.
Ito Narsimho Parato Narsimho.
Ito Narsimho Parato Narsimho.
Yato Yato Yami Tato Narsimho.
Yeto Yami Tato Narsimha.
Bahir Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha.
Bahir Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha.
Narasimha Madim Sharanam Prapadye.
Narasimhamadim Saranam Prapadye.
Tava Kara Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringa Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Tava Kara Kamala Naka Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringa Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Narasimhadev 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 Jaya Narasimhadev
Jaya Narasimhadev. 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 Jaya Narasimhadev.
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev
Jaya Jaya Gurudev. 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 Jai Jai Gurudev.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol.
भक्ति विघ्न नाशक नरसिंह देव भगवान की, भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की।
Vai Charanavinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you all. So we stop the session here today, and we'll go to the most important item now, which is taking prasadam. Huh? Question, adagandi. Huh? Wonderful question. So I'll give you 30 seconds answer. We'll talk about it in detail later. So Lord Krishna, in his different avatars, he different certain acts. Narasingha Avatara is exclusively come for the protection of Prahalada. He has come only for Avatara Rahasyam is for the protection of Prahalada and to prove that ఈ స్తంభంలో ఉన్నాడు అంటే ఆయన వచ్చాడు. అదే కనుక ప్రహ్లాదుడు ఈ ప్రొజెక్టర్లో ఉన్నాడంటే ప్రొజెక్టర్ నుంచి కృష్ణుడు బయటకు వచ్చాడు. అంటే ఆ భక్తుడు ఎక్కడ ఉన్నారు అంటే భగవంతుడు అక్కడ బయటకు వస్తారు అంతే. ఆ స్తంభం అక్కడ కుర్చీ అని ఉంటే కుర్చీలోంచి వచ్చేవాడు. ఈజ్ వెయిటింగ్ ఫర్ ది ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్. ఐ ఆమ్ రెడీ, నువ్వు చెప్పు నేను బయటకు వస్తాను. ఈజ్ రెడీ. సో అందుకని నరసింహ దేవ్ ఈస్ కన్సిడర్డ్ ఫర్ ద ప్రొటెక్షన్. సో అందుకని వెన్ ఎవర్ వీ నీడ్ ప్రొటెక్షన్, వెదర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ అ ఫిజికల్ ప్రొటెక్షన్, ఒంట్లో బాగాలేదు, సమస్య ఉంది, we try to worship Narasimhadev for protection. Similarly, for spiritual life also, obstacles రాకుండా భక్తి మార్గంలో కూడా obstacles వస్తూ ఉంటాయి, ఏదో సమస్య వస్తుంటుంది. Let's say I'm down with fever for next days. What can I do about it? I cannot chant, I cannot do anything. So భక్తి మార్గంలో కూడా obstacles రాకుండా, భక్తి మార్గంలోంచి తప్పించుకొని పక్కకి వెళ్లకుండా ఎప్పుడు అదే కాన్షియస్నెస్ లో ఉండడానికి we pray Narasimhadev. So that's why we pray Narasimhadev in his protection. So in the Who is God session, we'll try to understand a little more about God's avatars and what is the importance of each avatar, why, what, and kind of things. Understand? Thank you. So for example, mother, there is I'll just close with this one. There is a side of mother which is love, but there is a side of mother which is also discipline. Right? Discipline. Like that, Krishna and Narasimhadev are same, but Krishna's side is love, Narasimhadev's side is protection. So that's why we ask Narasimhadev for protection. Any other questions? Thank you. Hare Krishna. I stop the session here. Thank you all for joining, whoever were there online for the last 2 hours, wherever you are at your home. Thank you for being there and asking questions and participating. So I stop here this session. We will continue interacting. We'll continue interacting in the group. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you, Bharati.